Cool. All right. You ready? Where are you? Still in here? Oh, you're behind me. Cool, bro. All good? Thanks, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with my brother, Benji Kirkham. It's been a minute, aka Party Starter.
Yeah, the party starter, mate.
Party Starter. Thanks for coming down, brother. Long trip, Brisbane. You leave 2 hours these days to get to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, bit of traffic on the way down, mate.
Yeah.
Surprised you. Expect it on the weekends, but
Yeah.
a little bit busier during the day in the week. So.
Yeah, bro. Mate, thanks for coming down. I think, so Benji and I used to knock around back in the club days.
Yeah.
Pretty solidly. Like any night, every night.
Whenever we'd get out there.
It was going down. I think you took it to another level, mate. After me, I dipped out of that scene, and you were sort of like promoting and stuff in the bars and clubs and things, weren't you, for a while?
Yeah, sort of progressed that way, obviously. Went from clubbing out and about with all the boys and dancing and all that sort of stuff, and then progressed, to working promotions and MCing, and just took off from there. Ended up doing it for 8 years. So
yes, yeah.
Burnt the candle at both ends for a while, but it's good fun.
Was it good?
Yeah, mate, so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, as a young fella coming up on the Gold Coast or anywhere, I guess, that sort of lifestyle, pretty fun.
Yeah.
A lot of stories to tell.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet, man. Was it mainly surface back then?
For work-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I sort of moved between different venues, like The Drink was where it all kicked off for me, and then got moved across to Sin City and Bedroom, like for the grand opening of Sin City. They sort of poached me from the Drink nightclub.
Yeah.
Had one look at that place, and went, where do I sign?
Yeah.
It was just like, the revolution at the time for just interior design and where the vision they saw that club going and just gave me so many more options for things to do, artists, dance competition, and that sort of flowed on. And obviously a lot of the people that I'd started at the Drink nightclub had moved on since then too, so it just looked like the right, opportunity at the time.
Yeah.
So I did that, and it was really good. And eventually that wrapped up for me. Our positions became sort of obsolete in a way because the club ran itself after 3 to 4 years. They didn't need promoters as much or that sort of thing going on, and they wanted to renegotiate deals and stuff, and I sort of said, not for me. And then I got offered a really good position up in Brizzy, actually, to become the marketing manager for Hot Gossip before it was about to kick off.
What was that? Is that a club?
Yeah, nightclub, which was taking off at the time. It was being done by Juicy and Pat and those sort of guys up in Brizzy, like the big scene there, and that was obviously going to become a big venue too, in Brunswick Street Mall there. But I just felt like where my life was at that time, I needed a bit of a change of pace. So I thought long and hard about it because I was in a pretty good setup at the time. I was living in Main Beach in like a sub-penthouse.
That's right.
Whole floor to myself.
I went there.
Gym, jacuzzi.
That was cool. That was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And just living the party lifestyle and stuff like that. But life takes you in other directions, and I just sort of thought, I need a break. I need to get away from it all and sort of rediscover myself a bit more, because the nightclub scene, the party scene, it's a blur at that stage. So went to Townsville. Actually said thanks, but no thanks for the job offer. Went to Townsville to manage my dad's business up there in the hospitals, doing all the nurse call handsets and the TV hires and that sort of stuff. Yep. Did that for about a year and a half, and then moved back, and then got back in the club scene again for a period until my son was born, and then it's time to change it up again. So
yeah, man. Yeah. Far out. It's that nightlife scene must be something else, hey?
Oh, mate, it's full on.
Especially that was before kids. So
way before. Yeah. So that was all through. I started the nightclubs when I was, I'm going to say, 19, 20.
Yeah.
At first it was just dancing, and you'd go and they'd ask you to come to Quest or Shooters, and they'd look after you, do the drink cards, make you feel really special, because you're almost like an attraction for them. And you guys were all part of that as well. That was just a lot of fun. And then it actually so happened that I went to Europe in, I think it was 06, 05, 06, something like that.
Yeah.
With the fam for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I was coming back. I'd been working at Shooters as a like a day staffer, you know, like prepping the bars and stuff like that prior to that when I was living at Chevron with the boys. Then I went off to Europe. When I come back, I was like, what am I going to do? And funnily enough, the Godfather Richie got asked...
Richie. Dick.
Oh, mate. Don't mean to...
Aaron used to call him Dick.
Jack. Yeah, the father figure.
Yeah.
He was asked by Bonnie and Donna at the time, who were like the drink nightclub, you know, promotional managers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They were like the generation before us.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And one of the guys who had been emceeing the drink nightclub was a little bit too foul-mouthed for live radio, because obviously the drink live streamed for Radio Metro for the first 2 hours of the night at that period.
Yeah, that's right.
R&B nights, right?
Yeah, bro. Wednesdays?
Wednesdays, man. It was awesome, man. Like, imagine having a live stream from a nightclub.
That's cool, man.
Like, and people are driving in, getting vibed up. You know, that's what it was like.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he was a little bit too, like every second word was F-bombs and this and that. And they were like, pump the brakes, we've got to change, like, who's in charge here. And they asked Richie.
Yeah.
To do it, like become the MC.
Right.
And I was just doing like little promo flyers at the time for him.
Yeah.
And Richie goes, nah, get Benji to do it.
Ah.
And I was like, what? No way, man. Like, are you kidding? Like,
that for sure.
Never even thought about it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, he encouraged me, gave me some, you know, liquid courage. Said, get up and do it.
Was this before promotion, or so you? Because
no, I'd sort of just got into promotion for like when I first got back. Right.
You did always have a natural knack for that, though. Like
for
just speaking, I think in general,
in general,
and organising people and connecting people, and
the connections, like social and that sort of stuff. Yeah, absolutely love that side of things.
But I also saw you as a guy too. Like if if a speech had to be made or something, or like a thank you, or you know, like you were a guy that would always sort of, I think, take that upon yourself and do that.
I think we're both similar in that way, though, because that's how I viewed you as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
Like that's like the deep and meaningfuls and the, you know, like all that sort of stuff. Like I felt like, because some people are just genuine, bro. Like good, genuine conversationists. They mean what they say, and you know, it comes from the right places and stuff. So I always viewed you that way as well.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. So,
but I can see the fit. I can see why Richie grabbed you there.
Yeah. So. Well, it's not something I ever
thought about.
Saw myself doing or anything. But he threw me in the deep end, and the rest was history, man. It took off from there. It was a wild ride, and ended up doing like, you know, heaps of dance comps through that sort of stuff. Was really cool. At the drink, that was like a really big thing at the time.
Yeah.
Whether it was a crew or a breakdance, a b-boy, you know, competition or whatever it was. We even got into Crump by the back end of it before I went to Sin City. I ended up emceeing model competitions.
Yeah.
Like, so I got pulled from not just doing the R&B nights, but to Friday model comps and that sort of stuff as well. I ended up doing the international, what do they call it? The Indie.
Oh, yeah.
I did like the proper one, like the final competition for all the girls from around Australia, like competing for the final spot. And that was like, you know, that was a cool highlight, like when you're in your early 20s.
They're thinking, what the fuck am I doing here?
Collared shirt, buttoned up to the nines, thinking I'm someone. The girls thought I was someone.
Yeah, that's right.
We used to have like so much fun with that sort of stuff. So you get like randoms in, like that we knew, like even just our friends.
Yeah.
Like, so you'd have sponsors, right?
Yeah.
And they were to judge the night for the girls who were representing the drink nightclub as the weeks would go through, you know, to go to the big international final. And, you know, if a sponsor didn't show up to judge, you'd have like Flex or Richie or,
that's right.
or Matty Chooks or someone that's like, oh, here's Bob from Tanning Solutions and yada, yada, yada. No idea.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it was so good, man. Like some of the connections we made through that sort of stuff were
That's crazy.
So great. Like,
and so everlasting, man. I still like even out my connection with you but so many other people, man, from like back in those days. It was so foundational for it's just weird. It's like the connections that came out of that sort of, it was probably for me maybe a good 4 or 5 years, I think. But it's such a pivotal time in life, and the connections I got from that time still to this day, it hasn't changed. Like that same vibe, that same, you know, environment. So it's really cool actually. But
long lasting.
Bro, what was your crossover? Because you're also bloody crazy in the poker scene.
Yeah, yeah. I have been for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, I always would see on socials, man, the photos come up with you just sort of like just mad dogging someone. Like you had your little, like, was it? Did you have your rocky glasses?
Yeah, I had sunnies for a period there. Yeah. Went through that phase.
How did you cross into that, bro?
Um,
Let's talk about that.
Actually, it sort of started here on the Gold Coast when I was still working the Drink nightclub.
Right.
So Matt,
Yeah.
my best mate Matty,
Shout out, Matt. Shout out, Matt.
Yeah, hey mate, how you going? He just got into it in, I think it's like 2007, 2008, something around there.
Yeah.
And it was running out of SAR Club and stuff like that. And then it was just like free rolls for drink vouchers, food vouchers and stuff like that. It was just a promotion of the game.
Yeah.
And that was just like, they were APL, Australian Poker League, which is still around now. They're like still one of the biggest, probably if not the biggest pub league, which has grown from that, and they've got their other senior events going on. They have like a annual event every year called the APL Millions now, which is like pumping out $1 million prize pools total.
Yeah, wow.
Get hundreds of runners to events and stuff like that, and it runs over 2 weeks here at Southport Sharks on the Gold Coast.
Really?
But that's the competition, so I can't plug them too much.
Right. Right.
Well, we're competition, but not competition. They're
Yeah.
sort of like, they run a different sort of system to us, but we're both in the pub poker industries and that sort of stuff. So I subcontract with WPTL, which is your World Poker Tour.
Okay.
And this is their league, so it's like the bottom, like their sister company sort of thing.
Right.
Which is around the world and that.
Wow.
But yeah, I just tournament direct those now. So
Yeah.
I've taken a step back from playing and
Yeah.
travelling around. So I used to travel around the country for a few years there,
Yeah.
dealing games and that sort of stuff. Learnt 9 variations of poker that were played at the tables across, so like 7-2, triple draw and stud and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
How many games of poker?
To be honest, I don't know the actual number of what they stop at, because there's so many variations of like intricate. Like there'll be like a let's say like stud.
Yes.
Right? There might be like another version of stud, and then you'll have like
Yeah.
AC Doocy, and there's different versions of AC Doocy, and it just keeps going. The most typical two are obviously your Texas Hold'em, which is the one played worldwide, 2 cards, 5 on the board. You've got to make the best 5-card hand, and there's 3 streets of betting, pre-flop, post-flop, and it's 4 streets of betting, sorry, and on the river. And that's the big ones that are played worldwide for all the big tournaments, your WSOP main events and that sort of stuff. That's Texas Hold'em. The other one's become far more popular over time is the PLO, which is Pot Limit Omaha.
What is that, sorry?
Pot Limit Omaha.
Okay.
And that's where you get 4 cards.
Right.
And you must play 2 of yours with 3 of the board.
Right.
That's become like a bigger thing, especially in the cash game scene.
Right.
Because it gets far juicier.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you're playing no limit Hold'em, you can bet up to any limit. So you can put your whole stack in and it limits the players that might call.
Yes.
Whereas PLO keeps a lot of players in with the action because you can only bet max pot.
Right.
What's in there. So those 2 games are the forefront of the circuit tours and that around the world. And then obviously they have all those other variations which the poker enthusiasts like to get in and play a bit more. It suits a lot of the old school players to play those other variants because the no limit games sort of surpass them a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't seem to enjoy it as much as they used to,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a huge industry, man. Like,
Is it a growing?
Always
game?
growing.
It is.
always growing.
Yeah.
So from when I started playing in 2007, I then became I picked up dealing back then actually.
Right.
So I used to deal illegal cash games over the border.
Yeah.
Back in like 2009 as an extra income.
Right. Yeah.
So I go down there like 2 nights a week because I was working 2 nights in the clubs, 2 nights there, and 4 days at
Yeah.
the clubs. And I just have that as play money.
Yeah.
Like, go down there, deal there, make another $800 tax-free cash
Yeah.
in hand.
Yeah.
Cut that part out.
Allegedly.
It was over the border.
That's right. In another country.
In another country. That's right. Yeah. So that's how I got into it, and I got taught a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
By the players that played there that took me under their wing and taught me some valuable lessons about dealing, like as what players perceive and think is important.
Yeah.
But then also took me under their wing to teach me how to be a better player.
Right.
So I went off for a period there and played a few tourneys, had some mild success when
Yeah.
I was younger.
Yeah.
But I was probably a little bit, wet on the beak or whatever at that age, like just too inexperienced, to be playing the stakes I was playing at that stage.
Right.
So I gave it away.
Yeah.
Once I got a little bit in the hole and had to, Anyway, it came back around in, I want to say 2015.
Yeah.
The legislation's all changed for Australia.
Okay.
And they got rid of online poker. That become like a illegal.
Right.
And all the pub pokers got given legality to start doing cash buy-ins.
Right.
And that just changed the whole scene for Australian poker. So you could go down to your local where they ran poker games and buy in for $10 up to say $60, $100.
Yeah.
You get like maybe 30 to 50 runners at the game and play down to a winner that night in tournament style, and
Yeah.
that's where it all kicked back off for me. And I went on like a tangent up and played like to the point where I quit my job.
Right.
And played like the circuit for a year.
Holy shit, man.
Just playing poker, man.
That's rad.
Yeah, so a little bit of success, nothing like
Yeah.
major, like
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the people I know in the industry and scene. I never quite got the 5-figure individual score that I was searching for before I gave it away.
Yeah.
I think my biggest cash was like $9K
Okay.
in a single tournament where I finished 5th in a main event.
Okay. How many people in that sort of...
That main event I would have outlasted about 460 players, I reckon, give or take.
Fucking hell. How long, over what period of time?
So you play, like they have flights over, say, they probably have about 6 flights for that sort of stuff over 5 days.
Right.
And then like your day 2 on the Sunday, you play through whoever's bagged a stack after 12 levels in each of those flights.
Yeah.
And then, you go play day 2, man, from pretty much like 10 a.m. till there's a winner. Some of them go for 3 days, depending on how big the buy-in is or what they are.
Yeah.
And how big the fields are. But yeah, I've played in some gnarly games.
Yeah.
Whether cash or tournament. I've won 9K at a cash game in a couple of times in a single night. I bought in for $500 and walked out 9K up.
Yeah.
I've walked out 2K down, which is not fun.
Yeah.
There's others that walk out way down.
Yeah.
I've dealt private cash games where there's like 120K on the table in one hand.
Yeah.
And mate, it gets gnarly. Like some of those things are like bigger, like, more seasoned professionals and
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun with it. I made about 70K
Do you want to...
just from live tournament earnings in that period, like Australian.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
That's cool. What an experience.
Wouldn't be too many players like obviously capped what I bought into and the type of buy-ins that I did.
Yeah.
Like how many? A lot of players out there fire multiple bullets in tournaments. And I don't think there'd be too many that could say long term they're in the green.
Yeah.
Tournament poker wise, that's something I can actually say.
Yeah.
I got out when I was ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Smart.
Yeah, mate. After I had a little bad few months there, I played perfect games, or how I felt I played perfect. Got down to the nitty gritty, and I'd like double bubble the money in $1,000 buy-in, or I was in a 2.5K event called the Centurion. Finished like 24th for 4.5K payout, but I was like second chip leader heading into the top 30, and a couple of hands just boom, 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 hit me out, and I was gone. I was counting the 170 up top.
Fucking hell.
Thinking this is the one, but that's how the game can swing, So yeah, lots of lessons along the way, a lot of fun, but not something I'd consider doing long term.
How much of it do you think is strategy versus luck in poker?
There's definitely a skill to it.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that study and they have consistent results. So, they lose. They don't always win tourneys and stuff like that, but their turnover is regular, and when they do win, they win big.
Yeah. Are there, like in poker, are there like the Michael Jordans of poker that sort of just
of course
consistently, do you know what I mean?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Names that are infamous in the game.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu, and Phil Ivey and Durr and those sort of players over in America. We've got a guy called Michael Adamo. He blew up. So he used to play APTs, like where I played. and next minute he's over winning World Series of Poker $1 million one drops, like like $1 million buy-in and winning just huge money. Like,
Is it one of the more higher probable gambling games, you reckon?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's the because you're not playing against the house, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're playing a casino table game, and that's not Texas Hold'em. That's
Yeah.
like like a 3-card poker or something like that. But if you're playing Texas Hold'em, yeah, you play your blinds and your antes or whatever
winning.
throughout it. Someone's got to win.
Yeah.
Nowadays the casino, like I wouldn't play at the casino personally. I've got nothing, like heaps of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends work at casinos.
Yeah.
And players that play my games during the week are casino workers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because they obviously can't play at the casino. But the rates that they have imposed on the games are like long term.
Yeah.
It's not beneficial to the game to me, like as in the poker scene.
Okay.
Even though they're illegal, I'd rather play an illegal private cash game.
Yeah.
Who puts dinner on and drinks and, like the game's juicy.
Yeah.
There's better players there typically, but you're getting to walk out with some decent cash in your pocket. You could easily, there is players out there that easily make a living off cash game poker at the casinos.
Yeah.
But I just think like on an overall, the 20% or whatever they rake from a hand, or the 15%, up to $20 a hand.
Yeah.
That's just dead money.
Yeah.
Every time there's a $20 rake, that just goes into a little thing,
Yeah.
swept away, and the game never sees it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, sustainability to the game, long term, to keep players coming back and winning. The casino's not my cup of tea. But
Yeah. Fuck, we actually went there on the weekend. It's Leonie's birthday, mate. She's got them, them Asian genes, mate. She fucking loves a little gamble.
Gamble.
Oh, man. Her dad is like...
She touched the screen like when playing the pokies.
She doesn't play the pokies, bro. She's
good
straight
for
to
her.
the tables, yeah.
Oh, good.
Blackjack is
That's
her.
fun.
Yeah,
Right.
it is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So when you're losing, you're still having a laugh.
Yeah. Fuck, man. It's getting so scummy in there, though, like far out.
Really?
Like, yeah, bro. The floor, like, just young noobs running around. Like, just like, there's no dress code. Like, I feel like in there once upon a time, people sort of, if you're going in there, you sort of got dressed up a little
Bit of
bit.
class to it all.
Now, man, it's like a bloody pub from Dubbo. Not even, like it's
A cesspit.
it is, bro. It's I don't know. It's just a bit shit. You got such a scattered element of people, and so we were just looking like to have like a nice night. So we're trying to pick these tables, and the next minute you just get all these bloody
Riff-raff
young,
guys.
and you're just sort of like, oh fuck, anyhow. But it was still good fun. It's still good fun.
And the atrium bar's there, right? That's still there.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
They've
around the
moved
back.
it inside.
Yeah,
Because we've popped through there a few times.
yeah.
That's always fun.
It is fun, mate.
It's probably more our crowd now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Back in the day, I used to walk through there and be like, hey, some of these older ladies,
Yeah, that's right.
they must be making a mint.
Yeah, that's right.
Might stop for a dance.
That's right, bro. Yeah.
You get like Brett or someone like that DJ in there, like the old drink nightclub DJs. That's sort of
yeah.
how they transitioned over. So when the Stevie Z's and that took over,
Yeah. Oh, and Des, I still keep in touch.
Desi's at 19 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually DJ'd my wedding.
Did he?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Legend.
mad dude.
My 21st and my wedding. How cool is that?
That is mad.
Yeah, good dude, man.
Solid dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always
He's a
seen
legend
him.
of the podcast scene too.
He
Absolute
just
legend, man.
He's one of those people, man. Like from that time, that small window of time, had this sort of short interaction with him,
Yeah.
and still gives me that same energy to this day. It doesn't matter. Like I might be 5 years, I see the dude, and he'll come and see me, and be like, "Hey," and
Yeah,
I'm
ditto.
like, "Oh, it's so nice," So yeah, it's mad.
It's funny because he's like, I think so many people come out of that bourbon bar scene.
The old bourbon bar.
Like, for a place that was so rough, like for a nightclub, it was rough.
Yeah.
I've seen rougher, but it was rough. I've been to Auckland
Yeah.
and the nightclub scene, and I've been to New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very communal, like community.
Yeah, it was.
Everyone-
I think that's where I met you.
Yeah, probably.
It was in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd definitely be there, like through the cruise and stuff like that, and just meeting up and that. So actually, when you were talking to Aaron on the podcast about you and Aaron meeting out and that sort of stuff there. So while that would have been happening, me and Caden became friends at Grivalicious at the under-18s.
Right.
When I had just turned 18. So I was actually not supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
But I was dating a girl at the time that was there. And so I wanted to go to under-18s. And we used to dance battle at Grivalicious.
Yes.
And obviously like Fongo and Gaz and Yum and Brad and all those sort of boys were there back in the day. And that I remember meeting those boys when I was like 15, 16.
Right.
I was still living in Sydney.
Okay.
So I've gone a bit off tangent here. But I met those boys a bit younger. When Coco's used to have the under-18s there back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, like, I knew some B-boys in Sydney, but these guys were next level, right?
Yeah, they were.
And I was just like on the side, like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm not getting in this dance circle.
That's
like, you a worm, and I'm like, yeah, cool, man. That's like as good as it got at that stage. But yeah, then later on when I moved up to Goldie, then I met Caden and that there cruising around, and we used to do our thing, and then we sort of progressed up to the bourbon bar.
Yeah.
And that's when we sort of met Aaron, yourself, and Flex, and Richie, and
It's crazy. I remember the night I met Caden as well, and it's crazy we just bring him up. So it's What's Doing Cousin. That's his...
Yeah, What's Doing Cousin.
Yeah. Shout out Caden. I've been meaning to reach out to that dude because his videos have just come in my feed, and I watch him now, and I remember that dude, man. And I remember... we were lining up at the drink to get in there one night. Might have been to like an R&B night or something. And I think I was with Aaron and Flex, and they hadn't met him yet either. And then when we went up there, we were all just like, fuck, this dude's mad. And he's such an embracing dude as well.
Very unique.
Yeah, it was cool, man. So, he was a good dude to catch up with. But, what a ride, mate.
Yeah, it was a very good ride. And just touching on Caden too, he was he still is a really good dude. Like I said, I sort of see him briefly, not for long chats or anything, just say a quick g'day. At Logan Brothers Rugby League Club, because his kids play, kid plays age group or two below my son.
Yeah.
So if I see him, I'll just give him a wave or toot or something, as I'm leaving, dropping my son off for training. But him and I were like thick as thieves at one stage, and man, like I always was super impressed at how he was just different.
Yeah.
Like he always like yourself, not conform to the typical, like everyone had the set moves and that sort of stuff.
Right.
But he didn't ever want to be the same as anyone else.
Yeah.
And it's actually how we ended up drifting apart a little bit.
Right.
Was because I wanted to join the crew and do a bit more with you guys. I just saw that as an avenue of something I really wanted to do and buy into. And he was just happy cruising along as we were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that sort of we just sort of drifted from there a little bit. But some really great memories with the guy. Yeah, awesome dude, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't speak highly enough of him. So.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that dude, man. It's been ages. But it's crazy. I was going to say, back on the poker scene, it's interesting, man, because it's something that it sort of showed its face to me a little bit. The boys in here, they have a fucking poker night every now and then. They've got all the gear, the fucking card counters, and this table comes out, and those windows, we open them up, and they have their nights in here.
Yep.
But I'm always, I've never paid enough attention to know it really well. Mm-hmm. But it is good though. I remember this time when I think it was the first time. So I met Leonie, right? Mm-hmm. And so, the first time I went back to Vanuatu, where she's from, and Leonie's got like fucking 150 cousins, right? Something like that. And because of the Asian heritage, they celebrate Chinese New Year.
Okay.
Yeah. Does Jen, your wife, what's your? Is she Filipino?
She's Filipino.
Filipino. Do they do Chinese New Year? Red pockets and all those things? No.
I'm aware of. I'm sure some of them do.
Yeah.
Over there, because they do have some Chinese influence through the Philippines.
Yeah.
They do back on her grandma's side, but they sort of drifted from that side of the family.
Yeah.
And don't really buy into it. They sort of became more of the Spanish Catholic side of things as opposed to the Chinese.
Yeah.
But it is predominant. Like it's still over there as well. But no. Yeah.
No, that's also because even like so Leonie's it's Vietnamese, but still I haven't sort of really explored the connection with the heritage there. But they do celebrate Chinese New Year, and so I remember one time going back, and we went to her grandma's house. So I think her dad's like one of 15 or something like that, right? And then they've all had kids, and so there's fucking cousins everywhere, and what an eye opener for me. But so all the aunties and uncles are handing out, the red pockets. Do you know the tradition?
I know the one you're talking about.
And they put money in there, and they'll go, so this is for health, this is for wealth, and this is for happiness, and and they're just, everyone's going around passing money around. It's part of the culture and what they do, right? And so I don't even remember how long I'd been with Leonie, right? But I'm just fucking getting all this money handed to me, and I'm just like, and I didn't go to do the same tradition, right? I had no idea. I just turned up for the free food. As you do. But and then anyhow, so I'm getting on, and I'm trying to give it back. I'm like, oh, thanks, and then so, no, it's bad luck if you give the money away that you had been given.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, all right. And I'm saying to Leonie, I feel so bad, like with all this money. And she's like, just keep it, fucking keep it. It's like, it's your money. And then I'm like, oh fuck, all right. And then anyhow, lunch finishes, and then lunch is over. Fucking poker starts, right? Like, so playing. Well, so then boom, the tables come out. The cousins are like fucking playing poker now, and then I'm just like, and I'm so green, bro. Like, I haven't really ever played apart from fucking around with my brothers and stuff when we were young.
Yeah.
But then anyhow, so I've got all this fucking money, and so I'm like, oh cool, this is how I'll give it all back to these guys. I'll play it into these games, and then fucking anyhow, so I'm sitting there, and I fucking remember Leonie's brother like jokingly saying to me, this is the first time I think I'd actually even met him, and I'm trying to like win all these dudes over and be real cool, and dating his sister now, and they're all trying to like just like be the bigger, tougher brother, like don't fuck with my sister, that type of vibe. They were good dudes, good guys, but I've fucking started cleaning up, right? And because I'm putting it all in, and like none of them are playing me, and I'm fucking winning all this money. I'm going, oh fuck me, and I'm winning more money, so I'm trying to put more back in, and I'm winning it. And he's like, fuck, you come here, you take our money, you take my sister, you take our fucking money. And I'm saying to Leonie, I'm just like, fuck, I just can't get rid of this fucking money. And I'm like, I literally had no idea what I was doing, bro. But I was like, anyhow, I can't remember what. I ended up coming away with a bit of money, and it was so much fun. And but I've always enjoyed it. Every time I've played it, I've always enjoyed it. But I've never just fucking stuck and just, gotten into it. And I should do it with the lads here, because they're always keen to have a fucking poker night.
Well, that's the biggest thing it is. I think it's a great social.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't sort of get too out of the means of money and just have it for fun.
Yeah.
Or like our events that I run weekly. They're just a great social. Most people that play them are there for the social aspect, not to win sheep stations. You know what I mean?
It's so much fun. Like, even like when we're at the casino on the weekend, it's just fucking fun. It's just the casinos. It's the experience there now. Like, and again, I'll relate it to Vanuatu. Like, they have in their casino, like, it's almost like the equivalent to dollar bets, minimum dollar bets.
Yeah.
So you can go there with like $50 or $100, and you can fucking have the night of your life and play and lose it, but have the best time.
Yeah.
Thrill of the win and all that sort of stuff. And fuck,
no skin off the nose, just like whatever.
No, go to the casino here, mate. Fucking hell, like $500 lose. You just like 10 minutes. You're just like,
is that it?
Fuck. And you're just seeing people just like throwing mad money over the table,
dousing their weekly wage.
Fuck,
it's unbelievable.
I'm like, are we almost in a fucking recession? Like, petrol's fucking $3, and people are just like,
they can't get home, but they had a good time.
Bro.
It's crazy, man.
Young dudes in there just.
It's been like that for ages.
Yeah. That's how it exists, right?
Yeah. Well, that's where I used to make a lot of money.
In there.
Yeah. I used to go the nights I played was Thursday and Friday nights.
Yeah.
This is when I was like, this is going back to
at the casino.
At the casino here on the Gold Coast.
Poker.
Yeah, poker.
Yeah, right.
And I'd literally deliberately go on a Thursday, Friday night, because that's most people's paydays.
Right.
And young tradies had come through or whatever.
With no idea.
No idea.
Yeah.
And that's where I'd make, $1,000 a week or whatever, just a couple of K a week.
Yeah.
On the poker scene, because that's easy money.
Yeah.
And you're trying to, like the other better poker players on the table, you're trying to avoid them, and just you're all marking out these are the marks. Yeah. We all want them.
Yeah,
so as soon as they'd lose their dosh, like, that's me for the night. Thanks, boys. So it's
that's mad, mate.
So yeah,
that is cool. It's
But what you're saying about you and Vanuatu, like that's it's beginner's luck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like, as in, like, you can do anything and put the pressure on and people fold. You don't necessarily have to have the best hand, right?
That's what I was saying. Like, how much of it is like strategy? I don't really know. I don't know a lot about it. Like, every time I literally sit down, Luke, he's going, no. He's always telling me and talking me through it and stuff. But yeah, like, yeah. So, is it what's your take on it, bro? Like, how much of it do you think is luck versus like strategy?
Look, at the end of the day, no one's ever won a poker tournament without luck throughout. You know, like, there's going to be moments or spots or hands that you're like, oh, I've got it in bad, I've got it in behind here, I've misread this hand, and then you get out of jail, you know. I don't think anyone's ever won a poker tournament just playing the best hands, like just playing aces non-stop and just winning every time and going, how good am I? You know, that's just not poker, right?
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
Yeah.
But the best players that I talk about, the guys that study the game and stuff, like, these guys will sit there and they'll play online and they're playing like 2 cent, 4 cent micro stakes.
Right.
Just to get comfortable in spots, making raises, folding hands that, you know, you're like, oh, I can't fold kings on a 10 high board.
Yeah.
And they find those folds and they do these things. They go through like, they've got like things called GTO, which is game theory optimum poker. And it's like solvers. Right, like you see what we're talking about, how AI and before we got on to the show, how technology's just taken off, right? Poker's no different.
Okay.
So they've done testing and stuff like that with these solvers. They've defeated the best players in the world to ever play the game,
right?
Over X amount of hands.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this game theory optimum that people play or adhere to through the solvers, as they practice, it's telling them what the most optimal play in that position with that hand based on the action is. And these guys are studying it like it's a test for maths at school or something like that, you know, and then going out and emulating that the best they can.
It's like pattern recognition and just trying to learn as much as they can.
And they'll pick up on players that, you know, like maybe started with a strong hand like ace king, and the board texture doesn't suit their range of what they've been raising with. So you look at players that are like older, that are typically just ABC poker players, they call them.
Yeah.
They play your premium hands and that's it.
Yeah.
If they're raising, they've got aces, kings, ace, king, queens, jacks at best. You know what I mean? Like, that's ace, queen maybe.
Yeah.
They don't play anything outside of that. They just fold all day and then play those big hands. So if they're raising, you either want to get involved with something like a suited connector that's going to crack their hand, like an 8-7 suited or something like that. You know that if a flop comes suitable to you, they're not going to be able to fold their big hand.
Right.
And that's where you make some good, you know. So they pick marks like that, and what they'll do is, or in the other, what I was saying with the ace king, so the flop comes unfavourable to them.
Right.
Let's say it's like 10 high, right? They know that they can check and raise. So they'll check, let the person continue, so a C-bet, to represent their strong hand, and then they raise them, you know, to get them off the hand. They don't necessarily have anything.
Yeah.
They've just picked out the mark. They know the sort of range of hands they're playing.
Yeah.
And that's what they get really good at. They get good at assessing players, and they're watching the bet sizings, your timings, like how long it takes you to make a bet. Do you bet with your left hand or your right hand? When you've got it, when you don't have it, because body language, which is natural to us as humans, you do things you don't even realise you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? They're subconscious.
Yeah.
And they're just they're habitual, you know? So people will do stuff and they'll start to pick up on that, like good players, elite pros. That's what separates them from the rest. Yes, they've done the GTO study, and they've learnt how and what they should be playing in positions versus what type of player and so on and so forth. But they're also assessing little things like that. So if you're more likely to just play ace X anything, ace 10, ace 9, ace what, if that's your sort of hand, that's what you want to play, and you are typically playing that sort of, like every time you reveal a hand, that's what you're turning over. They're making little mental notes as they go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his style.
Yeah.
I'll play this way when I verse him, and I'll get him in a hand, and I'll know. He'll let me know what he's got, and based on his betting, and that's when I'll get him. You know, so that's crazy, man. Like there is like a lot of skill involved and levels.
Fucking oath.
Huge levels.
Yeah.
And you learn quickly.
Yeah.
Or you learn the hard way.
Yeah.
It's one of the other, mates. Sink or swim, that sort of stuff. So Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And so no more? Like you...
I just don't... I don't enjoy the grind like I used to.
That sort of nighttime, or like...
No, like I'm talking like big tournament series where you go and play for 7 days and just sort of lost love for it a little bit over a couple of series. I'd say I was like at my peak of my powers when it came to live tournament poker and that sort of stuff. And I'm like, to be fair, like I'm just a mid player, like, you know, in the big scheme of things. And played against some really exceptional players. And you pick up things off them if you're astute enough. Like, you know, I watch them and go, why are they doing that? Like, you know, as I'm playing. And even when I was dealing, that was actually, I picked up a lot when I was dealing, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I'm dealing the bigger games. I'm watching these hands get revealed and I'm like, okay. Like, that's amazing. What a great play. Like, why did he bet that way and then bet that way? And it's like, you know, like there might be something like one of the big players become really popular amongst some really good young Gold Coast guys was their larger turn bets.
Okay.
So they went through, it still happens now, but they would, you know, play their hands and they'd build a pot nicely. And then if they flop strong, they would down bet it.
Okay.
So they're not betting, like they're just being like 30% of the pot to keep those players in.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then they would, hopefully this player's now hooked onto something that keeps them in the hand. And if they feel that player's, you know, thinks they're good and they're still sitting there with the nuts, they bet like 1.2x the pot now on the turn or 1.3x, you know, to get max value.
Yeah.
And either that player now thinks they're good and jams into them or calls way behind, you know.
Yeah.
And I watched some young blokes, watched some young blokes over the years. I won't name names or anything for that, but just exceptional at that part of the game. And they would build towers of stacks in tournaments. People go, how do they get so many chips? And it's like, that's how they're doing it.
Right.
Like, they just found this method that worked against the type of players they were playing against.
Yeah.
And they would just have, like, they'd go to final table like 5-1 chip lead.
Right.
And stuff like that, and just cruise through competitions, you know. So it's things like that, you know, like, but so everyone's got their own strategies. Everyone's, you know.
Maybe I need to get into it more with the boys and pay more attention.
Yeah, I think that's the best one. Is just with your mates, sitting around, playing a bit of poker, having a laugh.
Yeah,
like that's just the new social.
You know? It is cool. It is. It's rad. It's
a lot of fun, mate.
Yeah. So do you still do that at all, or like
occasionally? Yeah, just for a bit of fun, and I might play the occasional cash game because you can go and play a cash game for like 3 to 6 hours, have a decent win, and walk away happy, or minimalise your loss, and still enjoy the game. Whereas for me, I lost the love in tournament poker for a period there where like I said, I was at my peak of my powers, and I'd get right up until the nitty gritty end. Like we're talking 200 and something run a field, $1,000 buy-in. It's 60k or 65k to the winner up top, and top 12 are getting paid or something like that, you know, or whatever, you know. Like let's say it was 150, 120 player field, and top 12 or 13 are getting paid, and I'm finishing 14th.
Yeah.
And just can't get those spots. Like I'll be cruising, I'm feeling very comfortable. I don't have like huge stack, don't have a small stack, but I'm feeling comfortable in what I've got. Yeah. And then just at those crucial points of the game, I went through a series at an APT, Australian Poker Tour, where I bubbled 5 cashes. Right. Which is like you're the last person before the money starts. Right. And a lot of the time, my hands were ahead and just getting done by 1 or 2 outers or real slim odds. You know, like I was more than 92% to win the hand or something with 1 card to come. Right. And just getting crucified. And I'm thinking, like, okay, once or twice. Yeah. But the variance wasn't evening out for me. It was just my down run. You know, it happens to everyone. Yeah. But yeah, I was just thinking, like, I'm not playing bad spots here a lot of the time. It's just not happening for me, you know. And the final nail in the coffin was one I went up to Townsville, and I hadn't played a series for a while. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to really dive into this. And the first day I finished 3rd in the tourney for about 2k. Yeah. And I was happy with that. And I thought, well, that's, you know, I'm not going to have a losing week now regardless, because my buy-ins were capped after that to about $1,500 for the rest of the week. And the one event I wanted to play was the Mystery Bounty, which was an $800 buy-in. And basically what they do is they take a portion of the prize pool and put it into a culminated pool for mystery bounties, which don't start until you get to 10% of the field. So I went in with this game plan because I never played a mystery bounty before, and I've been putting it off, thinking I've got to play one of these because it's a chance to win some really serious money out of the bounties before you even get into the major part of the prize pool, you know. And I wanted to test myself that way because I've always been good at bounty games. I've won a couple of them. I've got a couple of trophies and good cashes in bounty games. So I thought, oh, yep, this is one I'm going to really nail into. Anyway, had the dream tourney. I eliminated like 11 people throughout the day leading up to the part where you got to the 10% of the field. I even had some bad beats and rocketed back up from it, like survived those sort of things throughout. I thought, this is the one. I'm going to really do well here. My goal was to build a stack by the time we got to 10% bounties that covered majority of everyone, so that when I found those spots, I was eliminating people if I got involved in a hand with them, if that makes sense. So like my stack covered them. If I eliminate them, I get to draw for a mystery bounty and win money before we even enter the prize pool and so on, right? So that was my plan. I did it to great effect. I went into the top 10. When we got to top 10%, I was second in chips. I had like almost 600,000 in chips, in tournament chips play. And average stack was like 150. Anyway, they come around, it was top 17, and they give us, so obviously 170 buy-ins, they give us all like a bounty chip, which is your bounty, right? From that moment on, once you get eliminated, you give that to the person, they take it to the front, they draw an envelope out of a barrel, and there's a mystery bounty in there ranging from $100 up to like 10K. At a time, so each person's elimination is like, you know, it's crucial. And I'm like, I'm sitting so sweet here, I've worked so hard for this. There's only one guy on the table that has anywhere near the chips I have, and he's actually sitting third in chips, but I've still got him covered by about 140K, and pretty loose guy. And the first hand, I get dealt pocket kings. I'm like, this is unbelievable. I've worked so hard to get here, and now I've got an absolute premium hand. And I've got about 5 short stacks around me thinking, I could get the first mystery bounty straight away. What a roll on, you know? Anyway, the hand plays out. He's in the... it must have been late position because... Yeah, I was early position. So anyway, I think I was under the gun, maybe even, like first act after the blinds. And he was maybe cut off or something behind the dealer button. I just min open with kings, which is a bit of a strategy there. Like you just go 2x the blinds or 2.2x the blinds to hopefully induce a raise behind, or whatever. You know, you might get the big blind to call because it's not too much to call. And they might tee up something on the flop and you've got a monster, you know. So it's just like a little bit of early position strategy, you know, to play. Instead of raising too big and scaring everyone, you look at that 3-4x bet straight under the gun, fold. Right? You don't want that for kings, you want value for your hand. Anyway, old mate does exactly what I want him to do. He 3-bets me, comes back around to me, it folds around. I think the big blind might have actually called off the 3-bet. So I think, no, I want heads up here with this guy, and maybe I can induce him to raise me again. So I 4-bet, raise. He 5-bets me, and at this stage it's just almost like I'm just doubling his bet, and he's doubling mine. It's a little bit of a test of things. And I think, you know what, I'm actually happy. I don't want to go up against this guy. Like, he's the only one that can hurt my stack. And when out 5 bets, I'm like, I've got kings. Like, he's telling me he's got aces. Like, that's literally what we're at this point. And I'm like, I don't think I can fold kings pre. I can get him off ace king, I can get him off queens and that, and the pot's pretty sizable now. I'm taking about 100K off him if I take it down here now, which hurts him and helps me put that gap between us even more. So I just 6-bet jam, all in, with kings. He just snaps off wildly with like ace queen or ace jack O, like not suited, not like just, it's just not a, in that situation and our stack sizes and the fact we've just gotten to a bounty. He doesn't cover me for a bounty or anything like that. It's wild. Like it's a wild call. And he turns an ace and just cripples me first hand of the bounties. And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, I've got 140k left now. I'm not even average stacked. I've worked all day for this. I've eliminated people left, right and centre. And now this banana is sitting there with like almost $1 million in chips.
Fucking
I was
hell.
filthy, man. I was like, anyway. So I survived. So I'm like, okay, my next strategy's got to change now.
Yeah.
I've got to find a spot, or I've got to try and survive to the min cash, which is top 10.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go through. I'm watching all these people taking people out with bounties left, right and centre. We get down to final 2 tables. Oh, like culminate to final 2 tables after guy gets out in the top 16. And then we get right down to top 12 or so. And I had a hand and I thought about going in, just blind under the gun, just to try and, make something happen. And I thought, we're that close to the money that there's a couple other short stacks around that they've got to make a decision soon, and there's some big stacks behind them. I can min cash here for sure.
Yeah.
So I folded, I let it go. Anyway, sure enough, short stack all in, big stack behind calls. I would have flopped the full house.
Right.
997. And I was like, I would have taken both of them out, got 2 bounties and quadrupled up.
Okay.
And I was like, that's just the spots you miss, and you think like, you can't get those back, right?
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
he eliminates both of them. This is a bloke that's had the ace queen against me. He now picks up these 2 bounties, goes and draws a bounty, gets 3k, 2k. I'm like, oh mate, like you're killing me here. And then so we're on the bubble. It was top 9 I'm paying, so final table. So we're 10 left, and I get involved in a hand. I'm forced in with the blinds the way they've come around, and I actually wake up with pocket 3s, which is not ideal, but it's a made hand, and when you're playing 4-5 handed, or 5-handed, sorry, and at that point I need a double up. I have to get a double up, so I go in with pocket 3s, and a guy, a good mate of mine, who used to stake some of my action actually, he calls off with Queen Jack. He's second in chips. He's got a monster stack as well. And I know he's happy to see me win, or he's happy to win a bounty off me, or whatever, and he spikes a jack on the river to knock me out, and I bubble. So I win nothing for my whole day's work.
Fucking hell.
Like I'm talking like a 11, 12 hour grind. I didn't make any bounties after such a great day, and I made no cash in the main pool. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that
was the last
That was the last score, mate. And
Was it really?
Yeah, it was, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I still love the game. Obviously, I work in the industry, and I love watching people play. And but I don't have the patience now, like that situation. And even though I walked away a winner for the week, I was like, nah, like this is just too often I get to those points of the game and my luck runs out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one copping the bad beats, or just not favourable run-outs, not bad beats so much, but just not favourable run-outs.
Yeah.
Like, that guy could have, I could have faded that ace there.
Yeah.
I get his bounty, and I'm monster chip leader. Like, that could have been the alternative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it just seemed to never go that way in some big tourneys for me through a 3-month period.
Yeah.
And that one was when I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Just don't have it in me for tournament grinds like that anymore.
Just
not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So if you're not enjoying it, I personally think if you're not enjoying something, and you've forgotten why you started doing something in the first place, it's time to wrap it up or have a break at least,
Yeah. And it's crazy because it does get away from you, like everything does, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You start doing it for the wrong reasons, and
or you're chasing your tail, or
I see it with my young fella watches. Do you know Brody Moss, YBS, Young Bloods? He's like a youngest, like a modern day Steve Irwin. You'd see his reels and shit out there.
my kids would know it, but
yeah. But he's mad to watch. It's so entertaining, and he actually. He's massive. He's got like 7 odd million bloody subscribers on YouTube, and just makes these adventure shows. He's always out there fishing and doing his thing, right? And he was pumping out shows like one a week there for a time there, and then they've just literally all just come to a halt. And he sort of alluded to it, and you can sort of read between the lines. It's just like yeah, you're looking to just entertain and engage the audience, and fuck, what are they going to like? And then before you know it, it's like, fuck, I actually used to love doing this shit, coming out here just because I fucking loved it. And now I'm like, I'm trying to fucking just make shit to get likes and subscriptions and
meet the demand.
Yeah. But
it's crazy.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But it's part of it's the world we live in too, right? Like you're doing it. You're obviously in there to make a buck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had big dreams.
Yeah.
Quick money, mate. Quick money's, But it's not easy. Like,
that's the nature of that game too, though, bro.
Of course it is.
Fuck, like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yep. A lot of roller coaster rides in poker.
Yeah.
The highs are really good. The lows aren't so good. But if I can give anyone advice that's thinking about getting into it, this is something my dad's taught me from a young age, which I didn't always listen to.
Yeah.
Especially when I was in my early mid-20s playing poker. But only bet what you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Right. Only bet what you can afford to lose. He's been telling me that with racehorses and stuff since I was a young fella.
Yeah.
All through that. And he obviously had experiences himself. My dad, before he became a breeder owner and that sort of stuff in the horse racing industry, he was a professional punter.
Right. Is that where you think it sort of, did any of that sort of influence rub off on you, do you think?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because did you have a horse? You have got a horse?
I've had horses, yeah. I don't do that anymore either.
Okay.
I had some hard lessons there myself. Because that's a tough industry, man. That's a whole nother kettle of fish, horse racing, as an owner or whatever. You got to have a certain stomach for it.
Yeah.
And the backing. It's not financially kind. And, everyone comes out with the dream to get involved and have a horse that is a Group 1 elite superstar, or at least just wins a group race, and makes the journey special. A lot of people just get into the horses cheap and just to have a horse win, and just the experience of being on track and getting to get dressed up and go in the owner's area and
playing the part.
Play the part, But yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted, horse racing. That's it's another level again, because the bills come every month.
Yeah.
Whether they're performing or not, or whether they can be in the paddock and the bills are coming. Like out spelling for 3 months, and the bills are slightly cheaper, but they're still coming. I had a little bit of fun. Like the one I had with my dad when we were all hanging out with the boys and stuff. We used to go to the races for Next Gen. It was amazing. I think he finished outside the prize money, which is your top 5 essentially. Ownership prize money. I think 2 or 3 times his whole career in 40 races.
Yeah, right.
Yes, he was racing up here in Brisbane, Gold Coast mostly, in softer company, and the prize money isn't as big as it is in New South Wales and Victoria. But it's just a lot of fun. Like he was regularly, first, second, third, and he had a couple of big wins taken off him there through protest, where he was first across the line, but narrow margins, and there was a bumping duel at the line, and get relegated to second and stuff like that. So there's there's a little bit of that for him there, but that was a gift. So I got 10% of that horse for my 18th birthday with my dad, and he paid his way. I never paid a single cent for him, which is super rare in horse racing. So he paid his way regularly. He was a consistent horse without being a superstar. And I think that would be probably the dream for most horse race owners, if you could get one like him. But then there's the other side, and what people are really buying for is quick turnover again, quick buck. The dream, as you call it, like anything, lotto, whatever it is, right? To win big fast. And the horse racing industry, through the 2-year-old and 3-year-old racing, that's what people are buying for. They're trying to buy a horse that's off the ground running and competing for the big prize monies on offer, because we do have large prize money on offer for 2- and 3-year-old racing here. And whether they're a filly or a colt, especially if they're a colt, if they can win a big Group 1 race, they're set. Like, you're set for life. Because the ones that are well bred or reasonably bred that win a Group 1 race and have their intact,
Yeah.
you know, they get bought by stud farms.
Right.
And that's where you make a lot of money.
Fuck, you would, mate.
Oh, heaps, mate.
I look at we're looking at getting a pup. Jesus Christ, the inflation.
Breeding for dogs.
Oh, just buying a pup,
Mate.
like a dog, mate, these days.
Forget it.
Fucking hell, I think, because we bought just a fucking staffy, I don't know, what would it be, fucking 15, 17 odd years ago now.
So what, about $800?
I don't even. Yeah, it was like $400 or $500, and so
back then? Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Yeah,
now
no chance now.
We're looking now like $5,000 at minimum. And we're just like,
Purebreds.
yeah,
Mate. Good luck.
yeah.
You know, like,
And
to
that's
be
a
honest,
fucking dog. So we're talking about horses. So I could only imagine
Yeah.
like breeders and what do you pay for a fucking horse these days?
it ranges, man. It ranges. It depends on the breeding, and how they've obviously themselves as a horse individually.
Yeah.
You know, do they have issues? Do they walk funny? Do they stride well?
yeah.
Do they carry themselves with an attitude? Do they, you know, so many things go into it, but generally at the sales, like, you know, you can pick up something cheap, 10, 15K.
Yeah, right.
There's horses going for 1.7, 2.2 mil
Yeah,
before
fuck.
they've even turned 2 and had a race or a trial, which is crazy.
Fuck
like,
that.
I think the ones that pay that price and get them up there, they're genuinely bought by the studs themselves.
Yeah, okay.
So it's to ramp up the profile of their stallions.
Yeah.
So they might have like the stallion that covered the mare for that particular yearling that's going through the sale ring.
Yeah.
And so they're just trying to ramp up the average sale price for that stallion's horses.
Yeah.
And then if it produces something, even better.
Yeah.
If they're getting like, if you've got a successful stallion at your stud farm and you're doing 60 to 100 covers a year on average from that stallion, and each covers, they're charging 220K. They're making a mint. And that's where the money in the industry really is. And that's the dream. That's what you really, if you can get a colt, and they're not cheap, but if you can get a colt that turns out to be a superstar and win some of those juvenile Group 1 races, they generally retire by 2 or 3 years old. They don't race on like some of the champions of old. And they just sell to a stud for anywhere between 500,000 and 10 million. And the studs just make an absolute mint for the next 10, 15, 20 years, you know. So it's a big industry, man. It's probably I'd go out and say it's probably the biggest industry in Australia.
Yeah, okay.
I think. Like, I'd try and find something that compares to it.
In horse racing.
It's horse racing as a whole.
Yeah.
Breeding, racing, the gambling side of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's insurance companies, there's transport companies, there's, you know, you name it, the racetracks, there's so much involved.
Yeah.
The breeding barns, you name it, mate. There's heaps.
We're fucking
Huge.
weird. Humans are weird, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
It's out there.
It is, bro. Fucking hell.
When you think about it, what
It
it is. And
I
so
was talking to a mate actually, and his missus is in, what's the horse where they're jumping over? Is it
equine. Oh, oh god.
Dressage? Is it? No, what is it?
Yeah, it's not dressage. It's oh my god.
Anyhow,
They
they
no,
jump over
it'll
shit.
come to us.
You know,
Yeah.
they
Show
do-
jumping.
Yeah. There you go. Show
Jump
jumping.
over shit.
Yeah, that one.
We'll call it that.
Bro, but like traveling to New Zealand and putting fucking, you know, horses on a plane, and I was just like, what? Fuck, that couldn't be cheap. But then he's just like, well, think about it. Like, they're going to fly all these horses around to do races and things anyhow, right? So,
Get on the back load. But actually, that's one thing. My dad. All right, so one thing I've always admired about him when it comes to the horses, because you hear all these stories, like, you know, there's some pretty gnarly stuff you hear about ex-retired racehorses and stuff like that, and obviously a lot of it's
like cruelty and stuff.
cruelty and stuff, and a lot of it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of it does happen,
Yeah,
though,
fuck.
the knackeries and all that sort of shit, you know. Not so much now.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's obviously changed a lot, but I'm sure stuff happened back in the day.
Yeah.
One thing I can be really, like, I've always admired my dad for is, I know that never happened to any of our horses.
Yeah.
And he's had over 50 racehorses.
Wow.
Over the years, whether he's raced them himself, sold them at sales, whatever, but through the breeding and all that over 25, 30 years,
Yeah.
the ones he's raced, the ones he's sold, and so on and so forth, all the horses he's raced to the time they finish their careers,
Yeah.
he's always placed them found a home for him, and sometimes he's given them away for free to a show jumper, or something like that.
Yeah.
I know 2 of his really good horses that had potential and stuff didn't work out. Went to 2 really good homes, young girls, and one of them ended up show jumping the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, wow.
Which was cool, you know. Yeah. So that was one thing I always admired about my dad, that and probably why I have a love for the horse racing industry, where a lot of other people don't. Is because I know my dad did right. You know, and the horses were like family. Like I know my dad treated them like
that's mad.
The highest care. Always, you know, vets are important. Made sure they were right. If something seemed off, you know, get the chiropractor out to him, make sure everything's good. You know, even if the trainer didn't want to do it. You know, so things like that. He's always taken a great care for him, and you know, I've seen all sides of the industry, everything, man. I've seen it all. And I don't like watch my dad go through certain things where. I don't know if you remember a horse named Sashenka that my dad had. So my dad bred her, raced her.
Okay.
With Alan Bailey here on the Gold Coast. This is back in 06, 07.
Yeah.
6, 7.
I could start that shit.
And
there's so many other people. Bro, I throw that shit around in this office, mate.
Yeah.
And someone will say it, and I'll say that. People who don't have kids, and they'll just fucking look at me like this, and I'm just like, fuck, don't worry about it. You don't know. Yeah. It's
probably good they don't. Like,
I don't.
Why are you dragging it for, man? Stop dragging it, bro. Like my son does. Like,
does he?
Yeah, because I do stuff to, you know, get under his skin and annoy him. Like, because they say it or they do it, and I'm like, sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to drop it on you as well.
Yeah. Shut up, Dad.
He's like, oh, Damon, just you're dragging it, mate. It's like the biggest insult, like, like, just to be spoken to, like, you're just dragging it, mate. Like, seriously, let it go. Like, it's like, but yeah, so he had this horse, my dad, Sashenka, and she was an out superstar.
Okay,
right. He had the mum. It was one of the first horses he ever. Well, one of the first horses he bought into at the Magic Million sales here on the Gold Coast. And she was a freak.
Yeah.
But she got back injuries and never reached her potential. But at 2 years old, the mum, she raced. She was her and a horse named Falvalon, who were probably up there as one of the best horses to ever race in Queensland, went across, won races in Hong Kong and everything back in the days when it was unheard of, you know, like early 2000s. Falvalon and my dad's horse, Royal Solitaire, she was the filly, he was the colt at the time. They broke some old record at a trial, and they were just like, everyone was raving, like, these 2 horses are freaks, you know, like, no one runs that time at 2 years old. Anyway, she had a back injury and was never the same as a racehorse. Just like, you know, go to let down and the muscles would go, you know, she just wouldn't be able to stretch out properly. And even with that, she still finished in some high-level races against horses like Testarossa and Shogun Lodge, who went on to be Group 1 superstars. And they were only just beating her by a length or a length and a half, you know, in lead-up races to the big races. And she was doing it with a back injury. Like, she was a freak, mate. Anyway, he retired her young and sent her to the breeding barn. And she produced some amazing horses. One of them was War Artist, who my dad sold at Magic Million sales. It was the second one off the rank from her progeny. And he went overseas. He got bought by a South African buyer. And he won about 1.4 million in prize money. And he led the World Sprint Challenge for all horses in the world up until the last leg.
Yeah, right.
And Apache Cat, one of our Australian famous sprinters, won the Newmarket in the last leg to go ahead of him. But he ran second, got beaten by a Beestick in the Queen's race in England, Royal Ascot. He won all over the world. He won South Africa Group 1 race, France, Germany, Dubai. He was an amazing racehorse. If he'd been here in Australia, he'd be an absolute superstar. But that was one he let go because that's the business, right? Anyway, the next one off the rank was Sashenka. He kept her, and she was one of those horses that at 2 years old was just like doing it all on raw talent. She was always going to be a better 3-year-old. You were just like, holy shit. When she figures it all out, she's going to be an absolute superstar. Anyway, she did enough as a 2-year-old, and she got into the Magic Millions field here in the 2-year-old, the main race, you know. And she was probably like, you know, $10, $11, fourth, fifth line of betting or something like that. Had an inside barrier, which is just, like, it's good if you're a leader. But she would always sit just a couple pegs back, you know, like better than midfield, but, you know, and it's not ideal because what happened to her is exactly what you fear, where she gets trapped in a pocket with nowhere to go. She should have won the Magic Million 2-year-old by about 3 lengths. Like, that's not exaggerated. She should have won it in a canter. She didn't even see daylight until 50 metres from home. She just sat behind, like, there's a wall of horses, and she was in the fence here, just nowhere to go, just waiting. And then the horse here come off the rail the last 50 metres, and she went from about 5 lengths off them and got beaten. It was a 6-way photo finish across the line. Right. She finished officially 5th, I believe, half a length off first.
Yeah, wow.
Like, it was crazy. Like, she should have just bolted in. We were all there, Richie, Flex, Aaron, everyone was at the races for the day. Yeah. It was a big deal in that big double tent on the side of the members, free drinks all day. It was a hell of a experience. Yeah. But we walked away there thinking, like, she should have just won. Yeah. You know? Big $1 million race. Like, that's, you know, my dad's always wanted to win that race, and she was the one. But she went on to, she ended up first reserve for the Golden Slipper. Yeah. The biggest Group 1 race for juveniles in the world. Didn't get a start. And John Hawkes, famous trainer, his son's still trained now. The Hawkes brothers, Michael Hawkes and that. Used to wear the cerise colours, octagonal, and all those really good horses. Lonro, that was their horses anyway. They had 2 horses nommed in the race. They had the top weight, Camarilla, and they had the second emergency, Forensics. We were the first emergency, and they weren't going to run Camarilla, but they said, we're not going to scratch unless you scratch because we want Forensics in the race. And so we were like, oh, okay. So they're just not going to scratch. They were going to go around with Camarilla, or wait for us to scratch and then scratch and get their other horse in, which is what happened. So we scratched out. They scratched Camarilla. Forensics goes into the race, wins the Golden Slipper. And our trainer and the way she was running, they were very confident she'd win the Golden Slipper. All she needed was even luck, and she would have won. That's how they felt about it, which got proven 2 weeks later when she was in the size, Group 1. Which is an extra 200 metres, so the Golden Slipper is 1,200, and the size produce is 1,400. Not as big a money as the Golden Slipper, but still a Group 1 race, all the same. Anyway, it pissed down. She was a 1,200 metre specialist. 1,400 was probably her stretch, you know, like as far as she wanted to run, and it was an absolute bog. Like, I was standing out on the track in Rosehill or Randwick or wherever this one's run, on the finish line, and my umbrella was inside out and the rain was just going sideways, like it was hectic. Anyway, they turned for home, and she had the perfect sit behind the leading 4. And as they turned for home, all those horses fainted. They'd run their race. So she got left out, and he just went, I've got to go for her. So he went at the top of the straight. And he was 3-4 lengths out in front, left alone as a sitting duck. She led to the last 70 metres, right? And guess who come flying down the outside to knock her off? Camarilla, the horse who had scratched from the Golden Slipper, their other runner, right? Who was an absolute mudlark, loved the rain, right? Knocked her off, and then the horse of the year, the 2-year-old of the year, Maurice, who ran, I think, 3rd in the Golden Slipper, pipped her for 2nd on the line, and then won the size produce. He finished in the top 3 of all the Group 1 races, the Triple Crown. So yeah, she was with just the way the race ran and being the next, she led. Like, it was just like, it was almost like a stinging feeling, like the Golden Slipper was a race. You know what I mean? Like 2 weeks earlier, that less 200 metres and the good track would have just suited her to a T. But that's horse racing, right? It is, bro. So she went through that anyway. She was going to come back as a better 3-year-old, and she started her 3-year-old prep and was training the house down. And they had a decision: do we go to Melbourne or do we go to Sydney with her? She had her first start back, bolted in under a canter. Alan said she'd improved by about 6 lengths and just knew what it was all about now, and the camp was really excited for what was ahead. And EI virus struck, the equine influenza of 2007.
Oh, yeah, right.
If she'd gone to Melbourne, she would have avoided it, but they went to Sydney to win the Phillies Triple Crown. They just thought they'd scoop the lot. They were that confident on her.
Yeah.
She got it and was never the same.
Yeah, right.
And right before that, like heading down there, my dad got offered $2.2 million for her. And it's like, no, we're going to race through with her for a bit, and we'll consider the offers after the spring carnival.
Yeah.
That's history. And then they lost the broodmare to colic at the same time as EI, because she gave birth to the next foal.
Yeah.
Had a bout of colic after giving birth. And because all the usual vets would just be at hand around to save her,
Yeah.
they were all at quarantine due to the EI. So there was no one to get to her in time. And yeah, she
Is your old man still
twisted
in that?
bow. So yeah, he's still in the industry, mate.
Is he?
But that's just a bit of the side of like, that the broodmare was worth $2 million.
Yeah.
As a broodmare, and the filly, the daughter, she was worth 2.2. As a race prospect, broodmare prospect in the future. So yeah, within Sashenka race, she lived a good life, become a mum later on. But Dad sold her down the track, but just in that little brief moment, within going from the highs to highs, like we've got this horse that's going to win all these Group 1 races, to 3 weeks later losing both the broodmare and her and 4-point-something million and horses. So that's the industry, mate. Like, that's how tough it can be. So I've seen my dad go through it all.
Yeah.
And
Is he still working? Nah.
no way.
How old's your old man?
He turning 70. What are we now? 2026. Maybe turning 75 this year.
Yeah, right.
So he's still ticking over. Like, he's obviously got the horses and stuff, and has his consultancy business, and invests in commercial real estate and things like. He's always looking for something. He's recently had his fingers in like what do you call them? Like commercial real estate, but like they have like multiple pubs around the area.
Okay.
They also have like a big lot yard, the biggest car yard that's rented from them,
Right.
that they own, that space, So he has a percentage in that, and he's always just looking for things like that to keep him ticking over and busy.
Yeah. Fuck, you go mad.
Oh, mate, I couldn't imagine him
You think-
ever settling, like, he'll be 90 and still looking for something to do. Like,
That's what fucking keeps you alive, I reckon.
Oh, 100%.
As soon as, if you're like a mover and shaker through that sort of, in your life,
Yep.
and it just comes to a screaming halt, you go fucking crazy.
yeah, absolutely.
Like,
You'd be dead inside. Like,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, and obviously, like, he loves the high stakes, like that game, like
He's very
horse
calculating.
Yeah.
and when he does, like, again, like I said in his words, only bet we can afford to lose. So he went down the different path, and obviously he's done it well for himself, through his transport business, which he built up from nothing. Because he started off as an electrician,
Right.
did his trade, and then he was the regional and state manager for Comet and TNT and those sort of companies, the big transport businesses back in the day.
Right.
And then ventured off by himself and started his own, and he ended up the third biggest behind them.
Right.
And then sold it,
Yeah.
and ventured into other paths after that. But that was his starting thing. So
That's his jam.
yeah, so he actually was scouted by Newtown Jets for rugby league when he was
really?
16.
Yeah, right.
And he was an Australian probable, my dad, when he was 16.
Yeah.
Coming through rugby league, and my nan said, "Nah, if they want you, you can do that when you're 18. Stay here until you're old enough." And because that was Townsville, North Queensland, back in the 70s, like, wanted him to go down to Sydney. Like, it's wild. Like, these days that's nothing.
Yeah.
Back then, and he played the grand final probably 3 weeks after the recruiters come and saw him from Newtown.
Yeah.
And got wishboned in a tackle and tore the hammy off the bone. Never the same.
Fuck.
So that was rugby league done.
That's your young fella's rugby league, right?
yeah, mate, yeah.
Fucking like
He's,
lives and breeds it.
He does.
Does he?
Yeah, loves it, man.
Yeah.
He's
How old is he?
he's 13,
Yeah.
so still long way to go yet.
How long has he been at it?
Picked up a footy at 18 months.
Right. Young.
Just loved it, like from the get-go. Watching, used to run around the lounge room. I'd watch a game on a Friday night. He'd play the whole game out in front of me.
Right.
Just mimicking everything, like even slow-mo replays. And commentating as he ran around.
Yeah.
It's classic, man. They're the best memories, like going through it all, like watching it. Like I still, love obviously watching him play now, but those sort of things are the things that stick out to me. That's what I see when he plays, I think of those moments. But, he started playing when he was 5 officially.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait for the cutoff. He wanted to play when he was 4, and they're like, no, he's not old enough. Starts at under 6s. They said he can play next year though, like he can play upper grade, but that's the cutoff. So he was filthy when he was 4.5 and couldn't play.
Right.
So once he finally got in there, he's just like chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
He's sort of a. There's no such, like in my opinion, there's no such thing as prodigies or, professionals or elite players. There's no such thing to me at a young age.
Right.
He just was a good young player.
Yeah.
When he was young, and used to carve up. He was a kid that every parent used to come after a guy and goes, "Is that your kid?"
Yeah, right.
Where's he playing next year? I'm going to send my kid there. I
Right.
want my kid to play with your kid.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of that all through his sixes. He did sixes twice. So he played under 6s in Townsville as a 5-year-old, and he was playing against kids like 18 months older than him and just tearing them up. And then come down to Brisbane when we moved back to the Gold Coast Brizzy scene, and did under 6s again at his actual age group.
Right.
And he sort of stuck with that. And that was sort of a bit of a decision-making thing for me, because that's when they brought in league tag for 6s and 7s.
What is that?
So they changed rugby league in Queensland that year of his second year of 6s, and Brisbane was the trial base for it. No tackle.
Right.
Rugby league had no tackle. It was basically Oz tag,
Right.
but rugby league. And he'd already played a full season of tackle up in Townsville.
Yeah.
And I was like, he'd been here for about 4 weeks, and they rolled it in, and I was like, what the hell's this? Like, we already have touch football and Oz tag. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was some push to bring more kids into the game, keep more kids involved in the game of rugby league.
Is that around like the concussion? Because there was a big stuff around concussion.
Stuff to do with that, and also just contacting kids, like participation numbers and stuff like that. There was just like just a call for more participation at that age.
Yeah.
And that was their solution to it. And I said to him after 4 weeks, I was like, mate, I don't think it's a good idea. Maybe you should play up again and just go straight to 7s. You've already played 6s,
Yeah.
But because we made a big move to Brizzy, and he'd sort of made a couple little friends in the team and stuff in that 4 weeks, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, I've made some friends. I don't really want to change teams." And I was like, "Oh, well, if he's happy, then so be it,
Yeah.
But I still think that 2 years of league tag affected not just him, but any of the Brisbane kids playing through those periods there. Because it was just under 6s at that stage.
Yeah.
Then the next year they extended it to under 7s, so that's how he ended up doing 2 years of it.
Ah, right.
If I knew they were going to do that when he was that, I definitely would have put him up to under 7s.
Okay.
Because 1 year I was like, yeah, it's 1 year, whatever, But then they extended it again and become a permanent thing.
How do you think it affected him?
I just think not just him, but kids, unless you're, around like good tackling coaches or people that have sort of thing, and you eventuate with that, it's bad technique.
Yeah.
It's a separate game, and tackling is hitting with your shoulder. You come in, you tackle with your chest or shoulder or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's your first point of contact. Whereas Oztag, league tag, you're reaching.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The mechanism's completely different.
Yeah.
And I actually, I would have loved to have gone into a meeting with the QRL junior board at the time, and whoever was in charge at that time, and gone through like a thing with them. I'm sure they did. I'm sure people went through it with them, but I would have loved to have sit down with them and said, hey, this. because like your focal point's different when you're tackling. You're watching the player come up and you move with them, and then you lower through. But your head's always towards your opposition player running at you, the attacking player. Whereas league tag, a lot of it's already past the body. So timing's not the same. You're reaching, which if you go watch kids now play, 8s, 9s, 10s, until they get to under 10s, there's a lot of players out there that are grabbing in tackles. They don't make the contact. And, like, there's players that'll do that anyway because they don't like the contact. But I would think that under 6s and under 7s was the prime time to get used to contact because not too many kids are that big. And they go through those growth spurts. They start to get them at 9 and 10 and stuff, and that's when now you want to throw them in the deep end after doing league tag for 2 years, with bad mechanics, bad technique. So I was off it a bit at that stage. He used to carve up, like under 6, under 7s, like mate, score 4 tries plus a game, to the point where his coaches had to say, hang on, no, you stand over there,
Give someone else a go.
give everyone else a run, and then we'll give it to you on 4th or 5th.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was league tag, and it was just like, I've got footage of him, mate, like just going, like through a 5-man team.
Is he big for his age?
No, he's just average size, man.
He's like me, mate.
There's some
Short and
big,
sweet.
there's some big kids out there, mate.
Yeah.
And he's like, Southwest Brizzy, so he plays against some plenty of
You've been following
Pacific
it.
Islanders and that.
Oh, fuck, they're a big breed, mate. I was going to say,
Talented players too.
do you follow that Run It Straight?
Mate, I did mixed martial arts and was keen to get in a cage and fight.
Yeah.
I did all that sort of combat sports for years.
Yeah.
You could not pay me to do that stuff. I'd rather get punched in the face.
It already has blown up.
Oh, of course, 100%.
You can see it. Like
There's a market for it.
You just see there's not really anything else that fucking crazy.
No, not like that. Like, that's just pure.
Like, it's even more brutal than bare knuckle fighting. I think
absolutely.
You just see these fucking giant dudes just hit.
It's like Mack trucks running into each other, mate.
It is, man.
At full force.
Fuck.
You get the technique wrong, you're in trouble.
They're
They're big boys, man.
I just do not know how, like, after they connect, like, they're fucking just not completely broken.
Oh, 100%.
Like, surely, the injury fucking must be just...
Oh, you sort of think, like, long term, it can't be good for them.
Oh, fuck no.
Especially ones that cop those head knocks. Like, I'm like, oh. It's...
I heard, like, I think it was, they call him Bam. What's his name? Is it Bam?
Oh, yeah. Tuivasa shit.
Yes. Because he's one of their...
Not Tuivasa. Bam Tuivasa. Yeah, sorry.
He's one of their ambassadors.
Yeah.
And, like, I like sort of what he said, because someone's like, oh, what do you think about the whole concussion thing? And he said, look, it's a combat sport, right?
Basically, yeah.
Like, so you're going into it knowing that's the outcome.
Yeah.
But like he also said, look, they just have the concussion teams and everyone there and around them, but
they'd have to have protocols in place. You couldn't run it without that stuff because you'd just be up for lawsuit after lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
And obviously those guys, like, they're tough as nails. Like, I give it to them in that regard. Like, the fact they even want to do it, like, I said to some of my mates who play over 35s rugby league, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why do you even want to play this year? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I know, mate.
Like, you couldn't pay me to be out there.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just to make a tackle and get in a position like that, or do a pre-season, forget it.
It's not worth it.
No way.
Even when I was playing basketball with the lads, still, like, I'd injure something and I couldn't pick the kids up for however long. Like, I remember for a whole year, I couldn't put one of the kids in that part of my hand because I did something to my wrist and my elbow. And so I was picking them up from here. And then I developed this habit when I was good. Like, when I pick them up, I put my wrist under their arm and I'm like, oh, fuck, hang on a minute. But, like, just one little second, like, it's all, you know what I mean? Like, your health and fucking...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The body doesn't recover like it used to.
No. And so doing that, but it made me think of that when you were saying technique and tackling, like, because I actually didn't, like, I knew there was technique, but you see the guys training them, like coaching them and what to do, how to do it, where to put your head, how to, like, lift and like all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But then you've got fucking two of them, like, just doing
like
this.
two bulls, man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The impact's crazy. Like, it is a gnarly sport. But I mean, it's better than bloody, was it slap?
Slap. Yeah. Yeah, that's...
What a numbskull. event that is.
Yeah.
Imagine just standing there and letting someone hit you in the face, like no protection.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty shit. Yeah.
So I'd rather the run it straight over that for sure.
It's coming up here soon, I think.
The slap fights.
Yeah. No. Run it straight.
Oh, run it straight. Yeah.
Because I think they only had their first one in Sydney, like their proper big one, not too long ago, and it was a fucking...
Yeah, I've seen some promotions around for it and stuff, and obviously there's a lot of footy players, like, you know, they're looking for that next thing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them were hard men and...
that's all they know.
Did their jobs all they know. And they never, either maybe they did eventuate or didn't eventuate, or they had short careers or whatever, you know. Because it's only a small percentage in any professional sport that make it to the elite level. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you really sit down and think about the numbers that make it. And there's a lot of talented players out there that never get to that level for all different reasons. Whether it's off field or injuries or whatever, you know. That's another avenue for them, I guess. You know, some move into media and PTs and other fields in the industry. Some don't have the IQ or, you know, that level of intelligence or even the skills to do certain things all the time and the money to earn the right to do that. You know what I mean?
And reach the level of adoration they probably had from when they were doing it.
When they were killing it. Absolutely.
That must be...
tough.
Must be so tough.
100%,
like coming away from that, having an identity and being, you know, so important, and then like what else gives you that thrill?
Absolutely.
But you can fucking then jump in this arena and just have it in, you know.
Yep. It's one of the big things that's why I brought those other things up to you that I was talking about is when sport becomes your identity. Yeah. And there's a lot of kids out there, and I know, and who are now men or kids coming through now that you know, it gets, whether they're Pacific Islander or Aussie or whatever, or Indigenous, whatever, you know. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure. Yeah. To perform.
So, bro.
You're up, bro. All good.
Hang on. Oh, I'm loving where this is going.
Might be someone important. Oh, no, it's just Aaron. It's all good, bro. What's another gig on the podcast? Yeah, that's right. Let someone else have their turn, man.
Bro, I want to go back on this. Let me just text her. She reckons, because I said I'd be finished around this time, but give me a second, brother.
All good.
I
hope I'm not heavy breathing into the mic.
Nothing wrong with that, bro.
It's a fat man's problem.
Bro, sports people and their identity let's talk about I love talk around identity and beliefs and stuff, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Where were you going?
Obviously I see it a lot firsthand now, having a son who plays high-level rep touch football. He hasn't quite made a national team or anything like that yet, but he's played just the level below that for touch football, and he's currently, as a bottom major, playing 14s rep for Junior State Cup this year as a 13-year-old. He's actually got a hand. He's got kids are unbelievably talented these days, man. The reach and the things at their fingertips. The type of players, coaches and stuff they can be involved with and the things they can do. Even like you guys are talking about breakdancing and what you could watch on YouTube. What's available to you. It's the same thing with
accessibility today.
Accessibility to any sport.
Anything you want today.
Academies, you name it now, you know. But I see a lot of it become you're just a football player. You know, like from young ages. Like that's what's... You know, you got to make it, man. Like, you know, everything rides on it.
Right.
And so instead of football being part of their identity or just like a hobby or something they do for fun, it becomes everything. And everything they do their whole week, from some of them start as young as 10, 12 years old. And I know, like, you know, you hear the stories of, I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, man. Like, post-mortem.
You are? Yeah.
Even more so since he died.
Right.
Always admired him as a player, but I never delved into... I'm sure you do a lot of this sort of stuff too. There's lots of people you go and their mantras, what they're about, their mindsets and all that sort of stuff. And I watch a lot of Kobe, bro, like heaps. and what he stood for and his mentality and how he talks about things in life and stuff like that. And if you're going to be a professional sportsman, there is a part in life where you've got to get serious and you've got to be outworking everybody else, right? And that's like any industry or whatever. If you want to be the best, you got to act like you're the best and train like you're the best or whatever, you know. But I just feel like in a general consensus now, like I said, the percentage of people that make elite sport is so small. And to put it in perspective, like we're a country of, 24, 25 mil, Australia. And you got New Zealand, which is about 4 million. So we'll say under 30 million, or around 30 million people on average between that and the islands, right? And obviously not everyone's a rugby league male that's going to play, right? But within those numbers, and between currently the 17 teams in the NRL, each team has a top 30 contract availability to them within their salary cap. So timesing that 30 contracts that are available every year by the 17 teams, to fit all that in with all the kids playing rugby league and the men and that coming through, and then you take out half those contracts for the players that are 3 to 10 year life players, like the elite players, that their positions aren't even available for 10 years, like Nathan Cleary or someone like that, who's going to have the Panthers halfback spot for X amount of years, right? So you take them out, and let's say you're now left with maybe 250, 300 contracts max available each year. And they're not really available. You're actually competing with the person who's currently in that position as well, to prove that you're the next young gun coming up to supersede them and take that position in the team, right? So if you work it all out, the percentage of the 28, 29 million people in just Australia and New Zealand that play rugby league that want to convert into 200 contracts or something that are available each year, maybe, like that percentage it's nothing, right? I learnt that through the NFL, like looking at the numbers, and I watched a thing like Tom Brady and that talking about how they the conversion rate of a percentage when you look at all the high school teams to the college teams to the big leagues, and how many make it through. It's like 0.0001% or some crazy number like that, that actually make it to the big leagues. And I just use that into NRL terms. But it's like any elite sport. But I noticed big time in rugby league here, no matter your cultural background or whatever, when you're in the big, and I'm sure it's the same in Western Sydney and other big breeding grounds for elite players where they all come from, Newcastle, etc. The ones where a lot of rugby, it's rugby league country.
Yeah, it's in the DNA.
It's in the DNA. It becomes their identity, man, from a young age, and it's concerning because it's only going to get harder to get in. The kids are getting better. The next generation, like my kids playing against now, some of those guys, they're phenomenal, man. They're 12 years old, 13 years old. The way they play, like, give them the size, they'd beat most 16-year-old teams running around.
Where does it come from? Like, where do you think the pressure for them?
I think that can come from themselves,
right?
Family expectations, And the families, it's not like, I'm not saying like families deliberately set out that way. They just get a little bit excited.
Yeah.
They see potential. They know that it's like, man, like one of our kids could make the NRL, or whatever. And so they start, going down those paths of like, this is this, and you're doing recovery, and you're doing, 5 training sessions a week, and playing 3 games a week, and it's never ending. Like when we were kids at sport, when we were kids playing sport, you have your on and off seasons. You had to do extras to be top, like be elite. But even like I did athletics, man, like, what I mean? Like, and ran at the top level. Like I ran 10 sevens for the 100 metres when I was 16, bro.
Fucking hell.
Right? Like elite for that age.
That's fast.
regularly 10.8, 10.9, but my PBs were in the 10.7s. And I gave it away at 16.
Yeah.
Because I hated senior athletics. Once little athletics finished at 15, and I did one season of senior athletics, and I was running against 19-year-olds. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this for a living. Like, there's such a big gap, like that 10.7 to sub-10s to being an Olympic runner is like, it's crazy, man. Like, we're talking maybe 15 metres or something. Yeah. Or not, maybe not that far, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, but I only ever did my little athletics or whatever on the Saturdays all year round, and then did one training on a Tuesday, and I did that from 6 to 16. You know, but I did multi-sports, and that was one of the biggest things when we were growing up, and you'll see a lot of the guys that are playing or retiring now. The big thing was always multifaceted sports players succeeded in a chosen sport.
Right.
Look at Jordan, baseball, basketball, that sort of thing, right? That's changed now.
Okay.
Because they have, well, I believe it's changing. Because you have so many things available to you, training programs, academies, specialists. Like there's kids are now going and doing like, for rugby league at 12 years old, you know, plyometrics and movement, and that sort of stuff related to their sport. So what we used to get, so like I'd do swimming in the summer and athletics, and then I'd do soccer in the winter and touch football and, you know, the fast twitch muscles you'd get from athletics and swimming because you're kicking constantly in the water. They get them now from training in the gym. They don't need to go do swimming and all that stuff. They can just sole focus on a sport and go to these specialists and
the sports science is just out of its fucking
sports
world
science
now.
is crazy,
like I this goes back to sort of what we were speaking on before with regards to, you know, just doing what you love. I think about that with my kids because I haven't really pushed them into anything this year. I was always like, up until now, and Chloe's more maternal. She's like a soft thing, and she's not going to be, well, I don't think, maybe she might surprise me, but she's not a real sporty gal, but Teal is, and but I've always just been like, I haven't pushed him and held him in anything, and he's like, oh, try this, do this, but then this year it was just like, no, this year's the year we're going to pick something, and I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. If you're well, you're going to train. And so his thing now is jiu-jitsu, and awesome. And he loves it, and it's really good. And Chloe's is swimming, but I've always, so we're not at probably the performance level where you are with your son, and it sounds like you can sort of see now, like it's like, oh fuck, there's like so much pressure to perform. Absolutely. And expectation, and the peer group as well.
Of course. Yeah,
outside of you.
Even myself at times, mate. Like I've, you know, been caught up in it and gone, oh, take a step back. Yeah. That's like, you know.
I get that. Bro, I'm the same. Like I'm watching him over there, like rolling around with these little dudes, and I'm just like, I just want to jump up and I'm like, yeah, fuck, yeah. Yeah, just sit down, calm down, fuck yeah. Okay, so,
it's natural.
Yeah, it is. Hey, you want them to do well, you want them to be great and stuff, but yeah, I hear you too though, bro, because back in the day, fuck man, like it's sport, it's evolved. Like you look at league back in the day, they were like all tradies and you know, and then
it's professional sport now. It's not a blue collar thing anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like there was never that pressure back then.
Nah.
I went to school with guys that were like, I went to school with a guy that was in the Cronulla Sharks development system.
Yeah.
And he was my biggest rival in sprinting for 100 metres. We went to competition and stuff. We went to the same school as each other and we were part of relay teams together. We won like state golds and stuff like that and set regional records and all sorts of stuff. We had a great time as mates. But he was a phenomenal 200 metre runner. Like just as in like we're talking maybe 1 something second off Michael Johnson's record at that time when he was 16. Like, freak man. And that may not have progressed if he stuck at it, because again that gap's huge. Like, but you know, he was just raw, man. Like he'd never gone and done professional athletics training or anything like that, like kids do now. He was just freak. And like, he used to make me look silly, and I wasn't slow at a 200. 100 metre was my pet, but he used to beat me for fun in the 200. He was just that good. And Institute of Sport approached him when he was 16. I was there, and they said, "Where are your parents? We'd really like to speak to you and your parents and offer you a position," which was huge back in those days. We're talking like year 2000, 2001, maybe 2001. And he was just like, "Nah." I like skateboarding and drinking on the weekend and fucking bitches, and you know what I mean? Like, just wasn't even a thing. And I was like, looking at him like, "Bro, that's my dream." Like, are you for real? Like, he's just like, "Nah, it's not my thing." Yeah. And that's just like, you know. So sport was so different then to now. And rugby league players are the same. Like, they just go through, they just played rugby league. They just played because they wanted to play. And if it worked out, or someone said, "Hey, you're really good," then they go, "Oh, okay." Now it's like kids are practicing to be exceptional. Like, and the reach, like we've said, is so attainable. Like, my son's done one-on-ones with ex-NRL players, and even current NRL players, and it's not like, it took like $100 for like a one-on-one session or 2-hour, you know, like a group, training session, where they take them through the skills and stuff. And these guys are like elite.
It's good you're aware of it though, bro. Like, how do you balance his perspective with it? Like, do you talk to him about it? And
I guess I found myself getting a bit caught up in that side of things for a little period there, and I didn't like it because I took a step back and I went, you know, he'll either get upset from something, and sometimes it's okay to be upset in sport if you lose or don't get selected in the team you really wanted to be in, and that sort of stuff wasn't an issue. But then he'd have like an off day, and he prepared so well for it, and you're the one down the training paddock with him when he wants to do his extras, and you're like, yeah, cool, you know, and you know what he's capable of, and then he just has an off day like kids do. And I found myself like, man, what are you doing? Like, you know, you're so much better than that, you know, like da-da-da-da-da, whatever, the usual rhetoric. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, honestly, what am I doing? And, you know, watching other things going on around me as well, and myself, then I went, man, like, this isn't it. Got to take a step back. You can encourage your kids and motivate them and point them in the right direction, but you don't want to force the identity on them, is what I was talking about, you know, as a whole. If they want something and they're going to chase it, and they love something, they'll do it anyway. And to make it, you have to anyway. Like, you can't hold their hand at 19 when they're running out for an NRL side if you've held it the rest of the way and sort of forced them to it, because it's just going to end badly.
It's just a funny one. Like, there is that fine line, though, with discipline, right?
Absolutely.
Because when they're a kid too, you as a parent, you're trying to always judge, like, where that line is, and, like, it's important to teach them discipline.
Yes.
All right. And consequences and risk and reward of, you know, putting effort in and you get this out of it. But, like, and so, I don't know, man, it is a funny one. Like,
no, I nailed it on the head.
I haven't navigated that yet.
That's how I've changed.
Right.
So, and this is where Kobe Bryant has helped me so much. Amongst, again, I thought, you know what? The accessibility is there for the kids. Surely it's there for the parents. So I went out and started doing some research myself.
Right.
You know, and how parents approach things and their mental side and how that affects kids, and so on and so forth, through multiple studies and stuff like that, and realised that our job's not to push them in a direction of a particular sport or a level for them to achieve. It's what you just spoke about. It's to teach them life lessons about resilience and discipline and accountability and consequence and so on and so forth, right? Reward and so on, like, so that it doesn't just apply to rugby league or their chosen sport, it applies to life. And that's the biggest thing we can teach them as parents, or even as coaches, whether you're a coach or something like that, is we're trying to help them grow into being respectful, responsible, capable, dream-chasing human beings, so that they can live amazing lives like we have, right? The game's changed, obviously, to when our parents raised us and the generation we grew up in.
But the values haven't.
But the values haven't.
Yeah.
Unless we allow them to.
Yeah.
You know? And that was one of the biggest things I found where I was making mistakes.
Right.
And I pulled myself out of that, and the relationship's so much better.
Okay.
And he seems to be enjoying himself more.
Yeah.
And I've watched him mature over the last year a lot, and I think that's helped me a lot too. Because that's what our kids do, right? They keep us on our toes. They teach us things. There's no handbook.
Yeah.
And it's one thing about being a human. You never stop learning.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing. And yeah, so I just made that conscious choice to redirect my energies when it came to him and his sort of stuff, as well as my daughter. My daughter's not as competitive sport-wise as he is.
Yeah.
But naturally talented beyond belief. I wish she did more sport.
Right.
Because she's just got it, man. Like,
yeah.
But she's like your daughter, where they're just, chill.
Yeah.
Animal lover. She does dance and plays volleyball at school, but this is her first year doing volleyball academy.
Right.
Literally just picked it up for something to do. Always been into a dance. But she's like, they've got the left and right brain, that sort of stuff. She's very artsy, dance, design, craft, that sort of stuff. And she's quirky. Love her. Love that about her. Like, she knows who she is.
Yeah.
I never have that worry with her, But man, I look at her and she comes out. So she used to just do 100 metres at school for fun.
Yeah.
Because her brother did. And when she was in grade 3 or 4 or something, she come out and blitzed him by 50. Like, the second girl was 50 metres behind her.
Yeah, right.
Just like a weapon, Yeah. And I was like, maybe I've been pushing the wrong kid. But in all seriousness, no, she's. I wish I'd got her into a couple other sports when she was younger.
Okay.
She was just sort of, no, I like my dancing. And I was like, cool. And just focused on Tatum that way,
Yeah.
Now I'm like looking at her going, God, I wish she'd get into some sports. Look at this, like, she's tall, she's athletic, but she's just not her, man.
How old is she?
She's 11, turning 12 in a couple of months. But yeah, look, it is what it is. I love who she is, man.
Bro, she might pick it up late. Like, that's not uncommon either.
No.
Like, you see that these days, like, fucking people that, play in the NBA and they've, like, the Joker.
Start at 15, 16.
Something, but I think it was even later.
Yeah.
They just picked it up, and obviously he's tall, but it's not completely unheard of.
No, definitely not. And like, at the end of the day, I don't really mind if either of them do anything like that. Like I said, the mindset's changed, and I think the biggest thing, there's so much I don't want to get too off tangent. There's so much to delve into. I feel like me growing up, bro, like a little bit of trauma there in what was expected for me and what was right for me, job-wise, stuff like that. So things that I might have been interested in, not good enough. Nah, that's not a future for you to do. Do this instead. Little pressures like that I might have, back in the day I succumbed to a bit. Like, oh, okay, no worries. Like I wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
I went and did an apprenticeship for Hog's Breath. And I was on an award there as a prep chef and that sort of stuff. Prep chef dishwasher, And I was doing cooking at school and that, and I loved it, man. I still love cooking now. But the old man was like, getting paid $9 an hour. Catching a train all the way to Cronulla from this side of town. It's a half hour either way. By the time you do your travel and time, it's not even worth it. Then he goes, how much are you getting paid? Blah, 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 Oh, that's not enough. You should be getting paid this. But it was an award rate, right? So then I said, hey, like, I love what I'm doing. And he went behind my back and called up and said, hey, you're not paying my son enough. Good intentions.
Yeah.
Right? But then obviously the next time I went to work, dart eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking with our shit here. Like, we've got a good thing going here.
Yeah.
We like you, mate, but you can fuck off as far as we're concerned.
Right.
And that was the end of that for me.
Right.
So not like, when I say trauma, I'm not like damaged goods.
Yeah.
But just like that side of things was, you know what I mean? Like, and that was a lot of my stuff I did, no matter what it was. Even now, mate, like at times, like I'm doing the poker and I've taken a step back from full-time work and doing this so I can spend more time with my kids. This is a choice.
Yeah.
It's not a real job. You should be doing something else. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, even little things like that, just, you know, he means well.
Yeah.
That's his thing, you know? So, anyway, so my biggest thing in that department is, as a dad, I want to encourage my kids and help them grow in all those facets of life so that they can choose what they want to do. It doesn't matter if it pays $1 or $100,000.
Yeah.
If they're happy doing it and they can still survive, put food on the table and then whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and if I can make it easier for them to achieve it, then I'll do that. You know, if it means going to an academy, or it means her going to a dance class, or it means whatever, going to a better school or whatever, you know, like to go where they want to achieve what they want to achieve. Yeah, I'm all for it. But that's the difference. That's like, we learn from our parents, and we, you know, we all have different lessons and what they teach us, and some people are close with their parents and not with others, and yeah, one thing I always want to be, bro, like no matter what, was a dad.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, I want to be a police officer, I want to be that. The only thing I ever knew I wanted to be was a dad. But hands-on. Like, I wanted to be present.
Yeah.
Because my dad worked massive hours, man.
Yeah.
Great dad. Like, amazing dad, bro. I've had an amazing life with two really good teachers as mum and dad. Probably, like, emotionally wise and stuff like that, I'm more connected to my mum. We're very similar. But me and my dad have a great bond, great friendship, you know. And I love him dearly. But he's very impressionable. Very like, nah, this is how it's done. No filter. Like, so yeah. And I would have liked him to be around more. Yeah. But he was working hard, so
yeah.
I respect that side of things, but that's not me.
Yeah. And
I did that. Like I said, I was travelling doing the poker and stuff for a long period there. And watch my kid go from 8 to 10 like that. Yeah. And I was like, what's happening here? Yeah. So then I went, nah, local work only. I want to drop him off and pick him up from school. You know, my job may not pay what other jobs I've had do. Still pays the bills and does all the stuff it needs to. But I'm not living lavish, and I don't need those things because I've made a choice that I want to be involved with my kids and there for their big moments. I did plenty. I've had my big moments. You know, I want to be there for theirs, and So
I hear you, brother.
That's what it's about for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. I think so much of it though, man. Like, is it's a generational thing too, right? Like with what you're saying with your folks. Like, you see, like the pressure that comes. The dad was usually working hard. He was harder on the, you know, especially the sons probably as well, the boys. Discipline, high expectations. They don't want you to make the same mistakes that they made, and you know whatnot. They want the best for you. And then the mum, the stay-at-home, softer. You know.
Yeah. You've it's actually the other guy I listen to a lot is Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah,
comedian.
Yeah.
And one of his big sayings was. So it comes. What you're talking about just then comes from the right place, bro. Like, dads mean. It's all with good intention, right?
Yeah.
Because, and Steve Harvey says something along the lines of, your father is the only man in the world that wants you to be better than him.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So a father wants you to succeed beyond what his wildest dreams were or what he did in his life. He just wants the best for you because he wants you to be a better man. Yeah. No matter what it is, right? So that's the sort of stuff like I love vibing into. Yeah. Those sort of things, man. And, you know, like that's why I respect my old man and stuff, and maybe I don't agree with some of his approaches at times when I was younger. But it was all for the right reasons. Yeah. And he did it with love, you know? Yeah. But obviously that's then shaped me to the type of man and dad I want to be as well. Yeah. And yeah, sure, I'd love to be as business savvy as he was, or, you know, set myself up a little bit better than like he did, but not at the expense of what I've come accustomed to seeing as important to me, you know. which is the kids.
Yeah.
And time. And my wife, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Speak a lot about the kids, but my wife too. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Kids are a big thing, bro. It's yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it's. I hear you, man. How you said before with you don't agree a lot with some of the things, or you didn't with your old man. I actually don't think you're really supposed to. I think
No.
I actually think it's like you can't have two lions at the jungle, and your father's job is to prepare you to supersede him, and naturally he's going to be the one that fucking holds it to you the hardest as well, right? And but one day there will be a day when you will take that throne. And yeah, so I do think it's quite a natural thing, and I see it heaps with dads that want that with their sons, and it's almost, you can relate it to, in a way, you sort of checked yourself, right? You've caught yourself with your boy, like you're so intense and keeping him to this standard, and I can see you doing better than this, and and that's just something you just naturally get caught away with. But I think at the end of the day, man, you strip all the shit away, even with your old man or anyone else that sort of holds it to their boys, is that they will. I just think you'd all come to that realization to go, fuck, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter. There's always there's that point or that pivotal time in life where it's like, no, really, you know what? All that shit doesn't matter. My relationship with my family, my son, or whatever does. So, yeah, it's an interesting one, mate.
Yeah,
it's
it's a whole, it's a rabbit hole.
It is, bro. And there's no wrong or right way to do it. And because you give them too much as well, right? Then you make it too easy for them.
Absolutely.
Then it's hard when they go out into the world. So there's that balance of, fucking. But I do believe in consequence, bro. Like, that's something I'm big on. And Leonie and I, it's interesting, right? Like with Teal, especially, even not like if he hits me, like I'll hit him back the same, with as hard as he hit me, right?
Yep.
And to let him know that this is what. You fucking do something, you get it dished back out to you. And this was something that Leonie and I used to headbutt about. She's like, no, he's just little. I'm like, no. Fucking he'll learn, and he will learn young that, the world will hit him back fucking a lot harder than I will. And but consequence. And I saw it just recently with my elder bro and one of my, do you remember Denham? You ever met Denham? No. Yeah. My childhood way, mate. Yeah. His brother Kyle Noak used to fight in the UFC.
That's right.
I know him, yeah. So Denham, his younger bro, is my bro.
Okay.
And I had a chat with Denham the other day, and I was like, "How are you, bro? How was your weekend?" And he goes, "Oh, fuck, man." He goes, "I feel so bad." His son got in his face, and his son is fucking tall now, man. Like he'd be fucking like 6'2" or something, but he's still young. He's like 15, right? And he's got in my face, and I fucking just put him in his place, so to speak. I don't want to get him in trouble here. But
that's right.
And he goes, I feel so bad about it. And I was like, well, number one, bro, if I can sort of speak to that, I said, I think it's great that you feel remorseful about it. Number two, fucking good on you.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, you are the only person that is going to show him respect, consequence, but also pat him on the back and go, well done, mate.
Yeah.
I love you. You know what I mean? You're the only guy that's going to do that. And I think that's so important with dads and young men.
Yep.
And my elder brother went through something similar. His eldest boy, his eldest boy was fucking angry at him about something and having words with him. And then Michael's like, fucking come back here, mate, and talk to me. Don't fucking walk away and say something. And then he's like, and said something, and then his boy, my nephew, goes, I'll fucking take you on any day. Michael's like, come here, you little cunt. Yeah. And then they had it out, and then ended good. But I think it's so important because constantly I believe the young lion's going to test and push, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're not ready. These 15-year-olds, they're fucking not ready for the real world.
No.
You know what I mean? So I firmly believe in consequence, bro, and hard masculine energy, whether with love.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so important today, man.
I agree.
Fuck, so important. But the balance, that's the
big
thing.
word, mate.
That's the thing. No one.
Everything.
It
balance.
is, brother.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah, you've nailed it there. There's a bit of that going. I've watched mates do that with their kids too.
Yeah.
Go through those sort of tough times. But as long as it comes from, like you said, the right place with love behind it, that's all that matters.
But see, even
I can't wait for that.
Even then, bro, like because whatever you think actually doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Because, bro, it doesn't matter. I was telling this to my cousin who was sort of having a lot of negative words around his dad, which is actually my cousin. And I was like, bro, at the end of the day, man, he's doing the best he can with what he thinks is right.
Yep.
And as are we. And even my belief in consequences and how I think, yeah, no, fuck, you know, just all of that, right? But at the end of the day, you can think that you're doing the best. But one day, bro, your child might come to you and just think that they had it the worst, you know, and you can't do fucking anything about it. No. And you can only hope that one day they'll find forgiveness in you and they'll understand why.
Absolutely.
Or seek to understand you a little bit deeper to go, fuck, I know why dad was like that now. Fuck, I get it. Fuck, I'm glad he was like that.
That's our hope.
That's it.
That's what we hope. Right?
That's right.
Yeah,
man. That's. I don't fucking have all the answers, bro. I don't think anyone does.
No one does. And what's right for one isn't necessarily right for the other too.
Yeah.
We're all individuals, as are our kids.
Yeah.
As are our parents. That's what makes us all unique and special. You know, so like your life experience at home with family and now as a dad, and even as a young adult, and things you went through and your experiences shape who you are, and the choices you make as a human being are completely different to me. Our paths at times were similar and then we're completely different, but we're two different people. But like you just said then, like as fathers, our goal is the same in maybe different methods. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you completely on the same with you in that sort of way. To what you were just attesting to before, with discipline and consequence and that sort of stuff. I'm definitely the firm hand at home. To the point where actually one of the things we get into it about a lot is where mum is not respected in a disciplined way enough.
Yeah, right.
And that's been the battle lately, you know.
Yeah.
Say, no, mate, just put your head in a bit. Like, that's your mum.
Yeah.
You know, and she deserves the same respect I do.
Yeah.
Just because you don't think she's going to come down on you like I will. Yeah. I promise you, she's worse.
Yeah.
If you want to fire her up, she got you.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so, you know, like, yeah, you're 100% spot on, man. We're all doing our best. And hopefully, like you said, one day they realise, you know, or turn around and go, yeah, dad was right.
Yeah, that's right.
Or close to right, you know,
That's
like,
right. Yeah,
and make those decisions for themselves, go on and have a long, healthy, respectful, enjoyable life themselves. You know?
Yeah.
That's all we hope.
I think you said it before, though, man. That I think that key word, bro, is presence. You know, we all I just think that trumps absolutely everything, man. We think that we need to give our kids this and that and take them on these holidays and, you know, and give them all this shit, but they don't care about that shit at the end of the day.
No
like,
way.
even when you were young, you didn't, that wasn't important. You remember all, like, the times you were together and, you know, the other things that get ingrained. So I think it's good, bro. I believe you're fucking making the right decision there. Like, if you're dropping shit to be present with your kids, fuck, only good will come from that, bro.
Yeah. And, you know, like, it's not easy. That's easier said than done in a mindset. Like, as in, if that's what you go out to achieve in today's current economic climate, you know. And I don't want to put a knock on any parents that are out there fucking working their ass off, working 2 jobs, doing whatever just to make ends meet, pay their mortgage, you know, put food on the table for their kids and don't get to spend time with their kids as much as they'd like to. That's no knock on them because they're doing them, right? They've got to do what, like we said, what we think is best in our own situation. You know, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can do that and take a step back. And you know, the wife is on a good wicket, and you know, the mortgage is pretty well sorted, and so on and so forth. So it makes it affordable. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely, one way or another, I think like. Everyone has their own path and journey and situations they've got to deal with. But if you can be present with your kids as much as possible, even for like a couple of hours on a Saturday morning or something like that. You know, like that's, like you said, growing up, that's our biggest memories. In our generation, that was something that was just common practice. It was a commonplace for most part, you know what I mean? Families had weekends together. It's less and less now. So yeah, but yeah, I just think like identity, like going further into that, the identity stuff and that. I think it's important that as parents, we can push and lead them in the right direction with all those lessons, but not make that a singular identity for them. Where, because if it doesn't work out,
who are they?
You know, and that's been my concern with it, and why I took that massive step back. So I was like, hey, like, what's his other interests? What else does he like? Like, forget, not touch football. I mean, like, completely different. You know, he likes editing videos, anime videos and stuff like that, like little video edits on CapCut and stuff like that. And loves gaming with his mates and, you know, playing Fortnite and all that sort of stuff. And typical stuff like we did, you know, riding bikes, scooters and getting out and playing with his mates, having sleepovers, whatever, going down to skate park. They're all important things, right? Like, and I think that I just think it's important that we all sort of take a step back in our desire for our kids to succeed in sport, whatever it may be, and remember that they're still kids, and that they need balance, which is why I said that word's so important with everything in life. They can still train, they can still be elite and put the extras in, and they can still do the recoveries and all that sort of stuff, but just don't exceed. Don't exceed and make it all about that. Keep it fun. Let them be the ones that want to, they come to you, they want to do it and that sort of thing. And just let them have identities, let them choose their, you know, like I said, you can still discipline and you know, all those things, but have that balance.
I hear you, brother. We might fucking wrap it up there, man.
Yeah, cool, man.
Thanks, bro, for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
Man,
it's been a while. I'll be able to sit down and chat. And I was thinking, like, you know, some of our fond memories and trips, driving up to Mercury in the car with Kevy and singing Usher at the top of our lungs, thinking we were pretty good.
Fuck, that's right.
And just little things, man. Like, they're just like the best memories. You know what I mean? Like,
Mercury.
And the way we all just ran, like, this is some of my favourite parts of the podcast with Aaron and others you've done, like Zion, all that sort of stuff, just brought back so many memories. Yeah. And I was just like, man, like, we had it good. Like, we had it really good. Like, our generation was awesome. Like, if social media was around when we were around, we'd be superstars. We were fucking funny. Like, we did some funny shit. Yeah. Like getting out at traffic lights and dancing out of the car, like just flex, just on the sideline. Yeah. And some of the events, like, you know, backup dancing and for Montel Jordan and opening for Joe.
That's right.
It was one of my most feared memories.
Was it?
It was the Joe thing at Mercury, because I'm like, we're here a lot. We know most of these people, and he's out the back delaying coming on stage. Yeah. So we did our performance. Yeah. And then they're like, just freestyle till he's ready to come out, and I'm like,
right, fucking hell.
Are you for? Like, I've got about 3 moves left. Right? Like, this is painful. Man.
Far out.
So just little things like that, you know, like there's so many like great memories and shaped who we are, and yeah, man, very cool. Keep doing the podcast, bro, because there's heaps. Like, I'd love to see Richie on here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll have to
that
hit
guy,
him up.
like, yeah.
I'll do a fucking
the Godfather of the Gold Coast, mate.
I'll get a few mics, mate. We'll do one. We'll get all the lads.
That'll be wild.
That'll be fuck. We'll have to keep it.
Like the photos I brought in, like that photo of Aaron. Yeah. The bandana on his head. That way. That's him. Yeah. That's how I remember him. Yeah. Like, just,
he hasn't really changed much, bro. He's the one guy that I looked at those photos and he hasn't changed much at all. And it's so cool. It's actually so
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah. No, I keep in touch with him a bit, actually, as.
It's cool to see everyone's journey's progressed, like from where we were in our early 20s, late teens. Yeah. And all the fun we did have. It's obviously all set us on different paths. Yeah. That we've, and, you know, obviously settled down and had families and stuff like that. Yeah. but the memories reign true still, you know,
Yeah.
and we're, like you said, but mostly still the same people in a way.
Yeah, bro.
It's there.
Yeah.
I'm still a big kid, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it never changes.
No one changes.
Nah.
Nah.
We can get serious, but seriously.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Bro.
anyway, bro. Awesome, man.
Thanks for
Good catching up.
Yeah, appreciate
Thanks for having me.
All good, brother. It was mad.